Naruto, God Rewards Hard Work, Chapter 241. Several people looked at Orochimaru in surprise. Orochimaru's eyes were deep, and he didn't know what he was thinking. Orochimaru slowly said, "If it is really as Naruto said, after some of my own discoveries, it is indeed true. The world is vast. The more you know, the more we seem as small as dust. You may not imagine that the world we live in now is just a sphere, just like the moon created by the legendary Six Paths sage, it is a sphere. The moon is also a sphere, but it may be a little smaller than the sphere we live in. After my theory from Naruto, the stars we see at night may be a world like ours. We are just one of the vast Hengsha particles." Orochimaru's voice was full of emotion. In just a few words, it instantly shocked several people who didn't know. Wasn't Orochimaru the same at the beginning? As if he knew the truth, his body was shaking constantly. It was exciting. It was shocking. It was incredible. This made him want to get eternal life even more. But he also realized that he couldn't do it by himself, and Naruto's magic and wisdom gave him hope. How is this possible? The real world is the universe. There are countless worlds like ours. The worldviews of several people were greatly impacted, but Sasuke knew a little bit. Following Naruto, he also learned a lot and his knowledge was also much broader. At this time, Naruto shook his head and said, "Not every star is a world like ours. Planets like ours are temporarily called the Earth. We are on the Earth, a planet with life, and in the universe, not all stars are planets with life. Life planets are very rare in the universe. But every life planet has extremely high value. I guess now you also know the reason why the ninja world is constantly at war." Naruto glanced at everyone. Tsunade held her hand and touched her chin and said, "Unreasonable allocation of resources, or benefits." "Pa. That's right." Naruto snapped his fingers and continued, "Like the Kingdom of Wind, it is located in the desert and lacks resources, even water is quite scarce. The Kingdom of Thunder is located in the hilly area, the climate is changeable, there are many thunderstorms, and the climate is bad, so the people are tough. The Kingdom of Earth has many rocks and the natural environment is not very good, but the mineral resources are still rich, much better than the Kingdom of Wind. The Kingdom of Water is an island country with rich aquatic resources but other resources are a bit lacking. And the Kingdom of Fire, thanks to the first generation of Hokage, the resources of the Kingdom of Fire are quite abundant, including mineral resources, aquatic resources, food resources, mountain forests, wild animals, and resources that can only be compared with the other ninja villages combined. This is also the reason why Konoha was attacked in the previous ninja world wars. Konoha's resources are really enviable." Naruto's analysis fell into the ears of several people, and they couldn't help but burst into tears. Yes, in essence, it's all because of interests and resources, and hatred is the smallest of them. Tsunade was a little emotional, but the existence of hatred made it difficult for the major countries to merge, while Umbrella did not have this problem. The benefits given by Umbrella were all over the ninja world. The footprints of Umbrella were everywhere in the ninja world. This was due to the ordinary people who joined Umbrella, who spontaneously promoted red ideas and promoted redism. Of course, such a consequence naturally attracted the attention of local rulers, so either they were lured or the inconspicuous existence was directly controlled. The rulers of the 5 major countries sneered at the power of Umbrella because of the strength of the big ninja village. However, the most important part of the reason was the benefits brought by the 7 Colors Chamber of Commerce and the long-standing concept. Even the ninja god like Hashirama Senju maintained the proper etiquette to the daimyo, and the concept of bloodline permeated this world. Therefore, the existence of the Umbrella was naturally ignored, and some people who understood how powerful the red ideology was chose to remain silent and wait and see, while the greedy were immersed in the benefits given by the Umbrella, which also formed Naruto's current situation. This is like Zhangjiao in the Three Kingdoms, Typing Dao absorbed followers and expanded its members, until later because someone informed on them, they had to start the rebellion in advance. It was not that no one had discovered something strange before, but they were waiting and watching. The current situation of the umbrella is somewhat similar, but when it breaks out, a spark can instantly burn the entire ninja world. And our future vision will definitely not be limited to the small pond of the ninja world. Our goal is to reach the sea of stars. Naruto said again, his eyes full of determination and confidence. This sentence made the people a little inexplicably excited. What a lofty goal, to use the starry sky as a hunting ground. This may be Naruto's vision. Can we really go to the starry sky? Now we haven't even unified the ninja world. At this time, Ninki suddenly spoke up and poured a basin of cold water on everyone. Naruto didn't know if it was true, but Tsunade, Orochimaru, Sasuke and others were indeed poured a basin of cold water. Naruto smiled and glanced at everyone present. He would not say that he was waiting for an opportunity. The subsequent development might exceed the imagination of several people and greatly increase the combat effectiveness of the ninja world. Although he has the strength now, he doesn't want to come out now and be picked by the Akatsuki organization in the process of conquering the ninja world and attract attention for the Akatsuki organization. What Naruto has to do is to let the Akatsuki organization attract attention first, and then directly control all the countries in the ninja world with lightning speed. At that time, Otsutsuki will become the common external pressure of the ninja world, and then with absolute strength to force, the ninja world can be unified. This is an upright conspiracy. Ninki, you seem to be confused in your practice recently. Counting our combat effectiveness, plus the small bases throughout the ninja world, and our huge basic population, and we only need one opportunity at this time. Naruto said confidently, and instantly made Neji wake up. At the same time, Tsunade was a little emotional. Umbrella did have the strength, and with the help of Konoha, there was indeed a great possibility of success. If it really succeeded, wouldn't the goal that his grandfather had been fighting for all his life be realized? Opportunity. Ninki said slowly with empty eyes. Many pictures flashed through his mind. What Naruto said seemed to be clearly placed in front of him. For a moment, he couldn't help but feel a sense of pride in his heart. Seeing this, Naruto said, "Nothing is impossible, in the future. I will encourage you all." Chapter 242. The sun is shining brightly. Gaara just sent a message that the desert planting plan is almost complete. The trees planted will slowly change the soil of the desert. In the future, the Kingdom of Wind will have dozens of giant oases, which is of great significance to the residents of the Kingdom of Wind. In Gaara's phone call, this is thanks to Yamato's help. Yamato's wood release is really awesome. However, Yamato has been very hard during this period, but the ending is good. Yamato saw an unprecedented light from those civilians, and he was also greatly treated by the residents of the Kingdom of Wind. This experience also improved Yamato's chakra control a lot, and at the same time he had a better understanding of wood release. This comforted Yamato a little. After hanging up the phone, Naruto rushed to the training ground. Sasuke and Rock Lee have already started their daily training, and Rock Lee has not slacked off at all. Sasuke, Rock Lee. Naruto started shouting not far away. The two stopped practicing and looked at Naruto. Naruto also came to the two of them at this time and said, "Why don't you see Neji? Ninji and Tenten are out, you know." Lee nudged Naruto with his elbow, his eyebrows trembling, his eyes signaling, looking quite frivolous. Naruto smiled instantly. Everyone knew what Lee meant. Good guy, when did Lee become so witty? In the original work, Neji and Tenten seemed to be a little ambiguous, but Neji's fate, I hope he can live better now. The three of them chatted together rarely, even Lee didn't practice, and as things became more and more, Naruto was getting busier and busier. Although they met more often now, it was not so easy to sit quietly. At this moment, a voice came from a distance, and soon they saw Sakura coming over. "Sasuke-kun, this is the lunch I brought, I hope you like it." Sakura hurriedly handed over a lunch box, which seemed to be carefully prepared by Sakura. Sasuke, who had a warm expression, suddenly became cold. Seeing Naruto was also there, A trace of embarrassment flashed across Sakura's face. But she still faced it bravely. She knew that if she didn't take the initiative, she would never be with Sasuke. I said, don't bother me. Sasuke frowned and said coldly. Shaoli whispered to Naruto's ear. These days, Sakura has been bringing lunch boxes to Sasuke, but Sasuke's attitude is very cold. In Shaoli's opinion, how could Sasuke not like such a perfect girl like Sakura? But Sakura liked Sasuke, and a friend's wife should not be bullied. Enough, you have this time, you might as well work hard on training. I don't have time to play house with you. After saying that, Sasuke turned his head coldly and left here. Only Sakura was left with disbelief, and tears were already rolling in her eyes. It made Naruto a little stunned. Naruto walked forward, and when he came to Sakura, he paused for a moment and said, Sakura, you know something about Sasuke's experience. If you really like him, then don't pester him here every day. When you become good enough, your efforts will be seen. That's all I have to say. After saying goodbye to Shaoli, Naruto left. After Naruto left, Shaoli started to exercise again. The intensity of the exercise made Shao Sakura feel numb, but from Shaoli's exercise, Shao Sakura seemed to understand something. They are all better than her, not just in strength and talent, but in hard work and persistence. Shaoli's strength is not weak. On the contrary, Shaoli is very strong now, and Shaoli's talent is known to most people. Shao Sakura turned her head to look in the direction where Naruto left, tightly holding the bento in her hand. Perhaps she knew how to win Sasuke's attention. As soon as Naruto returned to the room, he received a message from Shisui. Naruto, our Sky City project is almost done. Relying on the technology of that batch of air ninjas, we have now expanded the scale of the warship and built a simple city model. But the biggest problem at the moment is how to draw out the dragon veins. We need your help. Shisui's voice came from the phone. I know, I'll be there right away. Naruto didn't expect his men to be so powerful and build the prototype of the Sky City so quickly. Soon Naruto teleported to Lulin through the fixed space teleportation point he had researched. At this moment, Lulin has been protected by the Umbrella Organization, and Naruto found Shisui who was in charge here. Seeing Naruto coming, Shisui was very excited and said, Naruto, you are finally here. Come on, come and see what this should be what to do. We have tried many ways, but there is no way to extract the power of the dragon vein. Shisui seemed a little anxious. How can he not be anxious? The significance of the Sky City is great, which indicates that they will be invincible in the future. This is when no one knows about the existence of the Otsutsuki. Naruto and Shisui walked towards the seal of the dragon vein. There are already dozens of people here, constantly verifying something. Extracting the dragon vein will cause the power of the dragon vein to be violent and uncontrollable. First of all, how to place the dragon vein is the problem. It's troublesome. We can't get the materials to seal the dragon vein at this stage, unless there is a way of Jinchuriki, but there are very few suitable candidates. This method doesn't work. We want to use the dragon vein as the energy source of the Sky City. There are too many problems with the way of Jinchuriki. Naruto also heard the discussion of several people and nodded. It made some sense. When Naruto and Shisui walked to the side of the crowd, everyone came back to their senses. Lord Naruto, Lord Shisui. They all said respectfully, especially when they looked at Naruto, their eyes revealed a bit of fanaticism. Wait for me to check it out. Naruto looked at the dragon vein. The power of the dragon vein was like the tailed beast, which was difficult to control. However, in the original work, Orochimaru could develop a mechanical Naruto that absorbed the Nine Tails chakra, and the mechanical umbrella that absorbed the tailed beast's chakra had long been researched. The use of dragon veins can also be absorbed and utilized. The only problem at present is how to use the dragon veins. Container. Naruto murmured. He thought of a way to find a container that can carry the power of the dragon vein and put it into the energy device of the Sky City. The plan of the Sky City was mostly completed. Now that the space ability has been developed, it can easily make the sky and the ground communicate with each other. Naruto closed his eyes, and suddenly he had a flash of inspiration, clapping his hands and said, "By the way, isn't a star an existence that can accommodate huge energy? Anyway, there is no way to study the power of the star. It is a waste to simply use it as a special ore to make weapons. Why not try it?" Hearing what Naruto said, Shisui was also slightly surprised. Could that strange meteorite really work? Seeing Shisui's eyes, Naruto also knew that Shisui might have some doubts, and immediately said, "Shisui, the human body can still accommodate the existence of the tailed beast, and the star is also related to chakra. The dragon vein, as an energy existence, can naturally merge with the star through the sealing technique. I have tested it and the star can carry the power of chakra." Naruto's words made Shisui very excited. After solving the last problem, is the Sky City really done? Who doesn't want to have an invincible camp? The city above the sky is so cool, and in Shisui's mind, with the Sky City, they will naturally be invincible, and install the latest chakra cannon on the Sky City. The ninja world is still under the control of the Umbrella Organization. Chapter 243. Naruto made a prompt decision and returned to the Umbrella Organization. Naruto went directly to the experimental building and happened to meet Orochimaru, who was conducting research on stars. As for Tsunade, she heard that the recent research on Hashirama cells had achieved great research results. Orochimaru had more time and was more interested in unknown things, such as stars. He felt that stars could be used for greater purposes. At this moment, seeing Naruto hurriedly walk in, she was also a little surprised. "Naruto-kun, did something happen?" Naruto immediately replied, "There is indeed something. I need stars to complete the construction of the Sky City." Sky City Plan. Orochimaru has heard of this plan. Now Orochimaru knows most of the secrets of the Umbrella Organization. Originally, these things were things that only core members could know, but judging from the current situation, can Orochimaru really leave the Umbrella Organization? This feeling of relying on the organization and having resources found by his subordinates is really great. Orochimaru also has a sound village, but how can it be compared with such a huge organization as the Umbrella Organization? What's more, Orochimaru was just fighting alone before, and he had very few researchers to use. Naruto's people have talents in various fields, including biology. Although the scientists Naruto found did not know the existence of chakra before, Naruto taught them to practice chakra just to let them better understand the energy of chakra, so as to conduct better research, but it is undeniable that Orochimaru is still one of the top biologists in the ninja world. Relatively speaking, Orochimaru is more inclined to biological genetics, while Tsunade is more inclined to biomedicine. Naruto briefly introduced Orochimaru to him, and Orochimaru's eyes lit up after listening, and he immediately said that he would go to the place where the dragon vein was with Naruto. He had briefly heard about Naruto's Sky City plan before, and now he had to put it into practice. He had gone to Lulin with Naruto before, and now he was finally going to use the power of Lulin dragon veins. He was also very curious about the power of dragon veins. In this case, let's go together. Naruto had no choice but to take Orochimaru with him. Naruto used Flying Thunder God to start the space teleportation. Shisui also saw the two people coming, and Orochimaru's face flashed a little excitement. Shisui smiled and said, "I didn't expect that Lord Orochimaru was also interested in the dragon vein." Orochimaru laughed twice and said, "Shisui-kun is still as charming as ever. It seems that he knows me very well." Shisui's mouth curled up slightly. Naruto had analyzed Orochimaru for him a long time ago, and he also understood what kind of person Orochimaru was. Naruto stopped talking nonsense and came directly to the front of the dragon vein. Naruto unsealed the seal, and an extremely powerful energy rushed into the sky. Naruto took out the star directly and began to guide the power of the dragon vein into the star. However, the dragon vein was spiritual, and Naruto felt a considerable resistance. The power of the seal was used by Naruto, and the reaction of the dragon vein also weakened. As the power of the dragon vein successfully entered the star, Naruto also showed a look of joy. He was right. The star could really serve as a carrier of the dragon vein. Sealing the dragon vein is much more difficult than sealing the tailed beast, but these problems were solved by Naruto's powerful sealing technique. The powerful energy was all sealed into the star. The star was originally an ordinary meteorite, but it has changed at this moment. It is white all over and even its size has increased a lot. Naruto can feel the powerful power contained in it, which is the crystallization of thousands of years of ninja world. The existence of natural energy mixed with chakra. The turbulent scene just now disappeared in an instant. Orochimaru walked towards Naruto curiously and looked at the star in Naruto's hand. Maybe it can't be called a star now. Maybe it's more correct to call it the dragon vein core. Naruto looked at Orochimaru and said, "You can't have any idea about it. This dragon vein core is the key link of the Sky City plan. Shisui, I'll give this thing to you for safekeeping for the time being." Naruto carefully handed the dragon vein core to Shisui, although it was fine to hit it with a stone. A hint of disappointment flashed in Orochimaru's eyes, but it was all he could do. He knew how important the Sky City project was to the Umbrella organization. "Let's go, Shisui, take us to the Sky City," Naruto said, and Shisui extended his hand to show the way for the two. "This way, please." The two followed Shisui to a place where there was a specially designed space channel. Before this, even Naruto didn't know about it. It was just the activation of the space channel. This kind of space channel can only be used by those with permission. Only people with the right to activate it can do so. Currently, only Shisui and Naruto have the authority to do so. They are bound to a unique chakra, just like human DNA. The three of them disappeared in the open space in an instant. Then, the three of them came to a place where the strong light even made people feel uncomfortable in their eyes. When the three of them got used to it, they saw the clouds floating around them, as if they were in heaven. The clouds stretched for thousands of miles, and the fairy air was floating, which made Orochimaru and Naruto a little amazed. It was also the first time for Naruto to come here. Before, it had always been left to Shisui and others. What came into view was a steel-like city with a few people walking on it. On it, Naruto sensed the powerful aura of more than 100 senior ninjas, including ninjas and warriors. There were more researchers and construction personnel. This is a city much smaller than Konoha. Because of the lack of energy, it is now the limit of what can be done. A feeling of transcending time came, and Naruto had a strange feeling. Soon someone came to receive the three people. Someone was very excited to see Naruto, and Naruto was also a little happy about this. It seems that Shisui has successfully shaped his image in the organization. "Naruto, let me introduce this war fortress to you next." Shisui's tone was a little excited. "The Sky City is our future base camp and also our war fortress. Half of the scientific research projects have been transferred here. The southeast, northwest and northeast directions are all equipped with the latest chakra-based space cannons, which can easily hit the ground of the ninja world, and we can even hit the moon. According to the combat power index standard you gave us, the power of the space-based cannon has reached the super shadow level, and one blow is enough to destroy a small town. The center is the Lord's mansion, and there are various research centers around it. At the same time, it is equipped with a large number of barriers, but it is better for you to strengthen the power of the barriers again, Naruto. In order to speed up the construction, I secretly mobilized 200,000 people to build the Sky City to achieve the current results." Shisui said a little excitedly. Naruto nodded, and he was also very satisfied with Shisui's work attitude. Chapter 244. Naruto also learned that Shisui had mobilized a large number of ninjas and civilians from all over the ninja world. It was not surprising that the speed was so fast. The power of ninjas was enough to complete many difficult construction tasks in the previous life, and the efficiency of ninjas was really too high. Moreover, Shisui actually had a Steel Shield Bloodline Genkei owner under his command, which further accelerated the construction speed of the Sky City. However, the strength of this steel shield ninja was barely enough to be a Jonin. He was still relatively young, only 14 years old. Shisui dug him out from a small family in the ninja world, and his name was Shirakawa Yi. But most people called him Yi. "Shisui, you did a great job," Naruto exclaimed sincerely. Orochimaru was also envious of the scene in front of him. If there was such a base, would he still be chased around? Here he could do his favorite research with peace of mind. Moreover, floating in the sky, directly teleporting to the ground through space, it was extremely convenient. The biggest problem at present is the energy problem. The chakra energy we stored before can only support us to maintain the status quo, Shisui said slowly. Naruto also knew that the previous chakra reactor was called a reactor, but it was actually just a chakra storage device. And now the dragon vein can really be called a chakra reactor. The dragon vein can slowly absorb the natural energy in the environment. Just like the tailed beast chakra can be restored. After so many years of accumulation, the chakra of the dragon vein is second only to the chakra of the nine-tailed beast. The three walked through the crowd and walked towards the central building, and then began to walk down the stairs. After going through several verification processes again, Naruto nodded, and Shisui's protective measures were watertight. Afterwards, after another process, Naruto saw 5 or 6 researchers in white coats. After seeing Naruto and others, several people hurriedly saluted. However, several people did not know Orochimaru, so Naruto explained, "This is Orochimaru, an excellent biological scientist who is also proficient in mechanical principles." Orochimaru was very satisfied with Naruto's introduction, which showed that Naruto had recognized his technological level. Several middle-aged men bowed to Orochimaru immediately after hearing Naruto's introduction. Naruto's words showed that Orochimaru's level must be good. Here, people with strong technological strength are very respected. One of the men who looked about 50 years old, who seemed to be the leader of this group, said, "Lord Shisui, you must have solved the dragon vein problem this time." His question seemed to be an inquiry, but it was actually an affirmation. From the moment he saw Naruto, he got a positive answer. Naruto has become a myth in the umbrella. Although they are not as obsessed as some people, Naruto's own strength and scientific research ability have long been confirmed. He is young, but very versatile, and his abilities are not inferior to others, and even surpass others. Such talents, in their eyes, are indeed no different from gods. However, the ability shown by Naruto made these talented people believe that only Naruto can lead the ninja world to a better future, and they also firmly believe that the organization led by Naruto is invincible. Ha ha ha, not bad, this time the problem you are most concerned about is finally solved. Shisui was also very happy, and the Sky City could finally start the next plan. To be honest, there was a lack of energy before, and the use of space-based weapons could only be used to activate, and then the stored energy would be exhausted, and the Sky City still needed energy maintenance. Although the suspension of the Sky City does not require much energy, it does require movement. The technology that relied on the gravity chamber before has now developed anti-gravity technology. Many technical deficiencies can actually be replaced by chakra, which is also the reason why technology can advance so rapidly. Naruto took out the dragon vein core and then walked to the core device in front of him. Full of a sense of technology, surrounded by 4 pointed pillars, Naruto put the dragon vein core on it, and soon saw several mechanical pipe-like arms attached to the dragon vein core. But no energy was absorbed from it at all. The person in charge frowned, then relaxed his brows and said to Naruto, "Leader, the seal above is too strong and can't absorb any energy at all. Can you change it and build a portal?" Naruto was a little surprised. He didn't expect that the previous seal was too strong and the power of the dragon vein could not be drawn out. Naruto walked forward and pointed his hand at the core of the dragon vein. He saw a series of dark runes appearing and wrapping the core of the dragon vein. After a while, Naruto looked at the person in charge. The person in charge was called Lao Doyle. His original name was unclear. No one had called him by his original name for a long time, and it was also very few people know. Old Doyle, I have built an intelligent portal on it, which can release energy according to your needs, and I have set a threshold. Exceeding this threshold will affect the potential of the Dragon Vein core. This core can absorb external energy slowly and autonomously. Exceeding this threshold will affect its stability. Unscrupulously extracting its energy may cause it to disappear. Remember, Naruto explained that the power of the Dragon Vein core may really be called a reactor. I know, leader. Old Doyle attached great importance to Naruto's words and knew what it meant. The entire ninja world may not be able to find such a dragon vein. Even if there is, it may not have the potential of this one. Soon, 4 mechanical pipes as thick as wrists were attached to it, and visible energy was extracted. The power of the dragon vein has been tested before, and related conversion devices have been manufactured, otherwise it would not have been delayed until now. A protective umbrella base in the ninja world. Just as Naruto and others were celebrating the Sky City plan, Scorpion looked at the ultimate puppet in front of him and was also very excited. He spent all his savings to successfully build a giant puppet tens of meters high. It has never taken as long to make a puppet as this one, but the result is good after all. He touched the puppet in front of him, just like an old father looking at his child. Scorpion was full of pride. With this puppet, he would have the confidence to face the leader. If he had not had another shortcoming, his chakra might not be able to supply the giant puppet in front of him for a long time. He wanted to find the leader for a decisive battle immediately to let him know how powerful he was. I've decided, I'll call you Eternal. I will create a new era of puppets. Scorpion named the big guy in front of him Eternal, which shows his expectations for the puppet in front of him. He firmly believes in the eternal puppet technique. The puppet in front of him, Eternal, has many abilities such as energy strike device, sealing technique, flying, escaping, sailing, and transformation. He poured all his life's learning into the Eternal. Recently, he had evaded all the orders from the leader. He didn't know any information about Umbrella. While he was admiring the Eternal, he didn't know that in the distance, the dark-clad Jew was watching Scorpion. Chapter 245. You mean, Scorpion has not made any move in the Umbrella organization, and has been studying puppet technology all day long. Under the Uzumaki mask, a cold 3 Magatama Sharingan was revealed, without any emotion, as if to freeze everything in the world. Black Zetsu showed a row of jagged teeth and said, he has developed a mechanical puppet that is tens of meters high. It looks powerful, but it seems that he has not spent time to collect intelligence from the Umbrella organization. Obito has always relied on Black Zetsu for intelligence. No one in the ninja world has intelligence investigation capabilities that can surpass Black Zetsu. At present, except for the 3 main bases, the intelligence of most of the other branch bases of the Umbrella organization has been almost understood by Black Zetsu. However, except for the main bases, the Umbrella organizations of the branch bases are mostly seeking happiness for ordinary civilians in the ninja world, or some simple technological products. All the complexities are in the main base, which is also a place that Black Zetsu cannot investigate. The Umbrella organization advocates so-called science and technology. Chakra is the foundation, they have deviated from the right path. Due to Obito's lack of information about Umbrella, Obito's understanding of Umbrella is still based on the information he has learned so far. However, Obito already thinks he understands the purpose of the Umbrella organization. Umbrella intends to achieve a change of dynasty by gathering ordinary people, and then surpass the 5 major countries. Lord Madara, do we need to carry out the Moon Eye plan in advance now? Black Zetsu asked Obito, but in fact he was guiding Obito's thoughts. The emergence of the Umbrella organization made Black Zetsu feel that things were beyond his expectations. He would never allow anyone to destroy his plan. This time, it was the closest to success, and it was also the closest he had been to his mother in 1,000 years. Hearing Black Zetsu say this, Obito's thoughts were instantly drawn to this. Umbrella, a powerful organization, will indeed affect his own plan. He is also considering whether to start the Moon Eye plan in advance. According to their plan, the Moon Eye plan should be officially launched in half a year. Tell Nagato about Umbrella. Unless it is absolutely necessary, the plan must not be started in advance. The Moon Eye plan must not fail. Obito's voice was full of indifference and unquestionable. The former passion had long disappeared without a trace. Yes. Black Zetsu turned into a black shadow and disappeared on the spot, leaving Obito in a trance. A murmur came. Rin, I will definitely create a world with you, Kakashi, and teacher, everything is the best. Black Zetsu came to the land of rain and told Nagato the news, but did not mention Scorpion. After all, in his opinion, these are all chess pieces. It would be bad if they caused internal friction among the chess pieces. Intelligence or something, is there anyone in the ninja world who can compare with him? Nagato is now also thinking about the news brought by Black Zetsu. The strength and ambition of Umbrella also interfere with his plan. And Uzumaki Naruto in the Umbrella organization is the most important part of the plan. The key point is the 9 tails in Uzumaki Naruto's body. Collecting tailed beasts to create the 10 tails and achieve absolute deterrence, so that the 5 major countries dare not easily start a war. Umbrella's attempt to control ordinary people to achieve the purpose of controlling the 5 major countries will also cause great casualties. In the eyes of Obito, Nagato and others, Umbrella is such an ambitious organization. Even if the rulers of the 5 major countries are stupid, even if a ruler is replaced, how can the Umbrella organization guarantee that there will be no more wars between ninja villages? But neither Obito nor he really realized what the real purpose of Umbrella is. Umbrella does not want to be above the 5 major countries, but wants to completely change the world and gather all the ninja villages of all countries. Really achieve great unification. Nagato made a decision in contemplation. Convene a meeting of the Akatsuki organization. After a day, all members of the Akatsuki organization have rushed back. Leader, what exactly are you calling us for now? I'm still busy now. Scorpion said in a calm voice. He still has to continue to improve his eternal, and nothing is more important than this matter now. Itachi's eyes were deep, and no one knew what he was thinking. He had looked for Sasuke before, but he didn't find him. At this time, Konan came in. She had fair skin, but her expression was full of coldness, like an iceberg beauty. Let me introduce you to everyone. This is Obiru, our new member. He will replace Kakuzu and become the new Beidou. This is Afe, he will replace Fiden, codenamed Sante. Konan's cold voice resounded in the conference room, and Obito unexpectedly became an official member of the Akatsuki organization, while Obito in the original work was an intern. Ahem, quiet, something's going to happen next. Pain glanced at the crowd with his samsara eyes, and everyone fell silent in an instant. Under Pain's absolute majesty, they didn't dare to have any thoughts. This comes from absolute strength. The man who calls himself God has already proved his strength. Due to the uncertainty of the Umbrella organization, in order to prevent the organization's plan from being absolutely implemented, I decided to start the plan in advance. In addition, you can take a look at these materials. Pain threw down a document, turned his head and looked at the black and white Zetsu, and said, Z, you are responsible for letting the daimyo of the 5 major countries know these things, and you must expose the Umbrella organization to attract some attention for us. Quote. The documents on the table were circulated among several people, and everyone came to a conclusion that Umbrella was ambitious. Ha ha ha, with the Umbrella organization to protect us from lightning, our plan will definitely come true. Deidara was excited and excited at the same time. He wanted to let the ninja world see his art. Everyone in the Akatsuki organization had different expressions. Itachi was calm, Deidara was crazy, and Obito showed an interested look. Kisame seemed happy, while Afe was funny. Scorpion hid in the puppet with a blank expression. Nagato was confident. Let's start assigning tasks now. Deidara and Afe will team up to capture the one tail and the seven tail, and Obito and Scorpion will capture the three tail and the six tail. Uchiha Itachi and Kisame are responsible for the two tail and the eight tail. The rest will be taken care of by Conan and me. Nagato's voice resounded in the small meeting room, and Obito and Zetsu flashed a hint of excitement under the mask. Dismissed. Without any nonsense, Pain directly chose to disband the meeting. Members walked out of the meeting room one after another. The butterfly effect brought by Naruto made the ninja world develop in an unknown direction. The country of rain, the drizzle continued in this country, and it seemed gloomy. This country is sick. Chapter 246. Naruto. It's bad. Now the outside world is spreading information about the Umbrella Organization, and they are spreading the news that we are ambitious and want to seize power. At present, the daimyo of the 5 major countries can no longer sit still, and they have issued notices, demanding that we stop our despicable behavior and disband the evil organization Umbrella. Shisui frowned and rushed into Naruto's room, telling Naruto the whole thing. After Naruto slowly listened to the news, he crossed his hands together, and his eyes showed a gleam of wisdom. According to what Shisui said, Umbrella is now recruiting residents from various countries around the world to promote red ideas. The red ideas were suppressed in the past, but now they can't be suppressed at all. The news of the Umbrella Organization can spread throughout the ninja world so quickly. It is estimated that only the old cunning Black Zetsu can do it. I'm afraid he can't sit still after seeing the development of Umbrella. Could it be that he wants to launch the Moon Eye plan in advance? As Naruto thought about it, his eyes became brighter and brighter. The more he thought about it, the more he felt that this explanation was the most reasonable. However, it was only a few months in advance, which was no big deal. Did he want to attract attention to the Umbrella Organization by releasing the matter of the Umbrella Organization? I have to say that this is a good plan. In this case, let's take advantage of his intention and see who is better. Immediately, Naruto said, "Start the round table meeting, and the Dawn plan can begin." Hearing Naruto say this, Shisui flashed an excited look and said, "Yes." The Dawn plan is the plan that Naruto, Shisui and others discussed and finally targeted the ninja world, implying that the darkness is about to pass and the dawn is about to come. Shisui walked out of Naruto's room, and the entire Umbrella Organization started like a running machine. Not long after, everyone who received the top meeting order had gathered in the snow country. Even Jiraiya, who was traveling outside, rushed back, which shows how important this matter is. Because before coming, several people were told that the war was coming. At this moment, in the conference room, Naruto sat in the main seat, next to Shisui and Sasuke, and Orochimaru also chose to join the Umbrella Organization. After all, after staying in Umbrella for a while, well, it's really good. Various resources can be used at will, and the huge population of Umbrella will provide help. And the strength of Umbrella has already surpassed the entire ninja world. Tsunade, Zabuza, Yu, and Izumi are all here. At the same time, Shikamaru is here, and Shikamaru is now playing the role of an apprentice military advisor. Okay, let's discuss the challenges facing the organization next. Naruto pointed his finger and signaled to start. As soon as Naruto finished speaking, Tsunade couldn't wait to say, with a serious expression, "Naruto, now the daimyo of the Land of Fire has begun to put pressure on me, asking us to wipe out the Umbrella Organization. At the same time, the 5 major countries have formed an alliance. This time we are likely to face the joint encirclement of the 5 major countries." As soon as Tsunade finished speaking, Zabuza said, "News came from the Hidden Mist Village, and the Land of Water also issued a notice. Now most of our industries in the Land of Water have been banned, and the Hidden Mist Village has also chosen to withdraw from cooperation with us." Yu was also helpless and said, "The Hidden Cloud Village has issued a notice, saying that they will attack us. The Hidden Rock Village is the same." Quick voice came from Quan, and he was frugal with words. Not only that, at the same time, There are also news from some small countries, and those nobles are ready to support the 5 major countries. Shisui said slowly, and he had calmed down at this moment. Naruto waved his hand and said, those nobles should be worried that we will attack them. Our existence has threatened the interests of those nobles. The 5 major countries belong to the same interest group, and they even have intermarriages with each other. When an external enemy appears, they will unite. 5 major countries, no, it should be said that the 4 major countries. In the Wind Country, Gaara's prestige has now surpassed that of the Wind Country. At the same time, we have won the hearts of the people of the Wind Country, and there is a large air base of ours in the Wind Country. The Wind Country can be counted as part of our camp, since the enemy has already shown his sword. Then we will directly include the Wind Country in our territory. A strong momentum emerged from Naruto's body. Good. Zabuza's mind was shaken, and a sense of ambition rose from his heart. Then I will announce the battle plan. Tsunade is responsible for winning over Konoha ninjas, and try to gather more than half of them. Zabuza is responsible for the mobilization of the Water Country, Yu is responsible for the Kumogakure, and leads the martial arts corps, and Izumi leads the ninja team to implement the assassination plan. Orochimaru is responsible for the sky-air battlefield. I authorize you to mobilize all air forces. Sasuke and you, Neji, each of you leads a squadron. At the same time, always pay attention to the Akatsuki organization. Our intelligence may be released by the Akatsuki organization. Recently, the Akatsuki organization will definitely have a huge action. When the time comes, expose all the actions of the Akatsuki organization. As for the 5 major countries, let some people lead those warriors in reserve to capture the daimyo's palace and distribute all the guns. Naruto is going to attack both ninjas and ordinary people at the same time. The army of the daimyo can be suppressed with only guns. For those reservists who have practiced martial arts for a year, ordinary guns can burst out with powerful power in their hands. As Naruto's order was issued, everyone couldn't help swallowing their saliva. It was really that the power of the umbrella was too terrifying now. The power of chakra guns and chakra armor was enough to make the umbrella burst out with powerful power. There was also the existence of the martial arts army formation, and the ninja troops could also work together to use terrifying ninjutsu. At the same time, it also had the power of sky strikes. How many people in the ninja world can fly now? This battle must win. Must win. Must win. The voices of several people resounded in the conference room. After leaving the conference room, everyone began to mobilize urgently. And Orochimaru, who had not spoken a word throughout the whole process, sighed at this moment. The new era may really have arrived. Is the ninja era coming to an end? Orochimaru thought of what Naruto had told him, that the ninja realm is not the end, and when we rule the ninja realm in the future, the Sea of Stars will be our journey. And at that time, Naruto had told him that when we can step out of the ninja realm and head for the starry sky, that may be the beginning. Towards the starry sky. This is also what Orochimaru yearns for, and the plan to go to the starry sky is called the Starry Sky Plan. It is precisely because of the Starry Sky Plan mentioned by Naruto that Orochimaru abandoned all distractions and chose to truly join the ranks of the Umbrella Organization. Chapter 247. Since the war order was issued, Umbrella has launched a huge mobilization. In the Snow Country, Umbrella Base, Shaoli, Ziluo and Chen Baojun are ready, and the strong martial arts team shows an iron-blooded temperament. Shaoli and Ziluo are very excited, but Chen Baojun's face is a bit complicated, as the war coming again. After many wars, he understands that this war must be fought. If he wins, the ninja world can usher in a long-term peace. At that time, the ninja world will be unified. Without the major ninja villages, the possibility of war will be minimal. Let the old man be passionate again. Chen Baojun is excited, and the huge blood power in his body makes him have the vigor of a young man. Not only the warriors, but also the ninjas are full of momentum. They have always been in a competitive relationship with the warriors led by Shaoli and others. Therefore, this time, it is not only a foreign war, but also a duel between them. The sets of chakra armor accumulated by Umbrella were distributed, and they were shining in the sunlight. The team was neat and magnificent. Not far away, a team of Hyuga ninjas held unique chakra sniper guns in their hands. They are snipers of Umbrella, specializing in battlefield assassinations. Their hands tightly grasp the guns in their hands, and it can be seen that they cherish them very much. Not far away, you can also see a huge chakra cannon, with a steel-like color, which looks like a giant beast that can devour people. Only those who know him know how powerful they are. However, the chakra cannon will not be used easily. Naruto's main purpose is to defeat the ninja coalition and gather talents. If they are all blown away by the chakra cannon in the end, then there is no point. At this time, Orochimaru also came to the Kingdom of Wind. Here, Orochimaru met Gaara, and Gaara also officially announced his departure from the Kingdom of Wind. Obviously, he has gambled everything. Jiraiya is also here. Jiraiya is fascinated by the feeling of flying a fighter plane, so Naruto arranged him to be the captain of a brigade, and this time he served as the deputy commander of Orochimaru. And Gaara formed a team alone and joined the Umbrella. Zabuza also led a part of the ninjas to the land of water. He was responsible for blocking the hidden mist. Since the combat effectiveness here was slightly weaker, Naruto sent Shisui, the strongest person in the organization, here. Shisui can move freely. On the other hand, Tsunade suddenly received bad news. The Shimura family, the Sarutobi family and other original Konoha F4 families all rebelled and turned to the land of fire and joined the daimyo. And surprisingly, the number of ninjas from the four families combined exceeded 10,000. And they were led by Asuma Sarutobi. Fortunately, the other ninjas of Konoha did not turn to the land of fire. After this incident, Konoha's strength was weakened again, but a lean camel is bigger than a horse. Apart from other things, Might Guy and the cheered-up Kakashi are two cage-level combat forces. As for Sasuke and Neji, Naruto asked them to lead a team to fight, and at the same time, Kurama Yakumo was the battlefield killer. Naruto planned to let her stay in the battle with Kumogakure and Iwagakure. After all, among the 5 major countries, Iwagakure and Kumogakure must not be ignored. They need to be wary of their tailed beasts. At the same time, Naruto also needs to be wary of Obito and Black Zetsu. Naruto's side is ready except for the East Wind, but now the 5 major countries are a little uneasy. Konoha and Sand Village have turned against them, making them realize that this will be an unprecedented war. Kumogakure Village, Paradise Island. At this moment, the figure of the Raikage appeared in Paradise Island, and he was surrounded by gravel. His body was covered with dense scars. Since he was captured by Naruto last time, he has been training like hell every day. He trained himself in a way that was almost torturing himself. At the same time, for further training, he asked Killer Bee to cooperate with him to fight the 8 tails. Not only that, he also used his body to resist the tailed beast ball. He almost died, but the benefit he got was that Raikage Eye's current strength was extremely terrifying, and it was almost beyond the scope of the cage level. Even Killer Bee was trembling with his ruthlessness. And everything the Raikage did was to avenge Uzumaki Naruto. Only with almost cruel training could he defeat Uzumaki Naruto and avenge his previous shame. At this time, Raikage's secretary Mabui came not far from where Raikage was training, and said in a crisp voice, "Lord Raikage, the troops can set off." Mabui looked at the Raikage training in the distance. She used to be able to give orders to the Raikage and express her dissatisfaction, but now the Raikage was filled with a violent aura. It made her heart tremble. She knew that defeating Uzumaki Naruto had become Raikage's obsession, so Raikage was in terms of cultivation, he was almost crazy. During this period, he modified the lightning chakra armor and used a nearly crazy cultivation method to resist the power of lightning. Now his body is so strong that he even surpasses his father, the 3rd Raikage. The Raikage stopped practicing with red eyes. The next moment, he appeared beside Mabui. Feeling the violent breath of the Raikage, she was trembling and dared not say anything. The Raikage only said one word, "Go." At this moment, the Land of Earth, the daimyo of the Land of Earth was relatively cheerful, and the support for the hidden rock village was in place. At the same time, he was also jealous of the huge financial resources of the umbrella. It can be said that this is not only an action against the umbrella, but also a fuse. The wealth of the umbrella is really terrible. The dignitaries in the ninja world want to tear a piece of flesh from the umbrella. Want to collect the industry of the Seven Colors Chamber of Commerce under their own name. At this moment, Akatsuki was so happy that they were going crazy. According to White Zetsu's intelligence, the 5 major countries and several other major ninja villages were serious and would deal with the umbrella organization at all costs. The capture of the tailed beast can be carried out. Pain's voice slowly echoed in the small room. At the umbrella station, Naruto stood at the top, looking at the densely packed people below, and immediately said, "If we win this battle, there will be no more wars in the ninja world, and your family will no longer face the harm of ninjas. This time, our enemy will be the entire ninja world. Are you confident?" Naruto's voice reached everyone's ears under the blessing of chakra. These words were not only said to them, but also to many people. Yes. Yes. We will definitely win. The rumbling sound came, and Naruto could clearly see their state, and everyone was full of vigor. Okay, no more nonsense. On the battlefield, merit speaks, and after victory, you will enjoy the best treatment, because this is what you have earned with your lives. Let's go. Naruto didn't say too much, but his words made the people below burst into greater enthusiasm. It's not just for peace. Everyone present is also a human being, and they must have their own desires. Naruto will not disappoint his subordinates. They must be the best treated group of people. The huge flow of people moved quickly, and after a moment, they disappeared from the sight of ordinary people. They are all the families of these expeditionaries. Some are ordinary people in the snow country, and some are members of scientific research. At this moment, they all have one thing in mind. Must win. Chapter 248. The ninja world is now in a state of complete panic, especially ordinary people. This battle affects the entire ninja world, far exceeding the previous ninja wars. However, what most ordinary people did not expect was that Umbrella had sent some soldiers to their area, plus some ordinary people with guns. Ordinary people were not affected too much in this battle. The Umbrella organization only needs to protect the villagers near the war route, while those in other remote areas are curious about who will win or lose in this war. However, most people look forward to the victory of the Umbrella organization from the bottom of their hearts. In recent years, most people have received the favor of Umbrella or the Seven Colors Chamber of Commerce. The quality of life has been greatly improved. In the temporary combat department, Nara Shikaku served as the chief military advisor of the entire army, and Naruto served as the commander-in-chief of the entire army. At this moment on the sand table, according to intelligence, the ninja coalition has attacked in 3 directions. 3 red arrows mark the direction of their attack. The Land of Water attacked from the water, led by Meitarumi. The Land of Lightning is led by the Raikage, who can't wait to take revenge on Naruto. The Land of Earth is led by the Tsuchikage Onoki. Naruto pointed at the map and said, "They will probably reach the Fire Land battlefield in half a day. We need to stop them in the Fire Land. We manage the Snow Land with great difficulty. We will never allow anyone to destroy it." Zabuza. Here. Zabuza took a step forward. Then Naruto announced, "You are responsible for blocking the hidden mist village in the Land of Fire, and make sure the enemy lands before fighting. The geographical location of the Land of Earth is relatively troublesome. We will mobilize troops to bypass the Land of Earth and come to the Land of Fire to block the hidden cloud village. At that time, Onoki will definitely return to defend. But Onoki, the shrewd guy, will definitely meet up with the hidden cloud village. The Raikage is a reckless man, and he will definitely come to avenge the last arrow. Considering the existence of Mabui, He can bear it for the sake of the hidden cloud village, but he will definitely come to fight us. Onoki is different. He will definitely not meet us first. He will definitely fight us after meeting Kumogakure. So we just need to concentrate our forces to fight Kumogakure. There is one more thing. The Shimura and Sarutobi families have already joined the Iwagakure village. In this case, let's completely cripple it. At the same time, let Orochimaru mobilize the air force and attack first. Naruto's arrangement made Nara Shikaku nod secretly. He couldn't understand why Naruto was so skilled in arranging troops when he had never experienced war. Maybe this is genius. Everyone had no objection to Naruto's arrangement. Because of the existence of mobile phones, communication between each other was extremely convenient, but there were also many ways for ninjas to communicate with each other. Orochimaru soon received a message from the headquarters, "Air strike. Let me see this new way of fighting." Orochimaru suddenly showed a wicked smile, and his pale face was obviously a little inexplicably handsome under the sunlight. Notify Jiraiya and ask him to lead a team of ninjas to set up defenses 500 miles northeast. Yes, Lord Orochimaru. Orochimaru's order was about to be executed. Jiraiya received the order, put on goggles, posed a few poses in a very showy way, took out his camera, took an unforgettable photo of himself, and resolutely boarded the fighter plane. From the moment he turned around, the playful expression on his face disappeared, and what followed was solemnity and solemnity. And Shisui and Zabuza had already set off, and Tsunade also started to act, and Kakashi looked thoughtful. He looked at Might Guy beside him and said, "Akai, do you think this war is right or wrong?" Might Guy was a little surprised, then he showed his white teeth to Kakashi and said, "Kakashi, there is no right or wrong. Shaoli told me that if war can bring happiness to the people, then a certain amount of bloodshed is necessary. He said that the red thing said that the blood-red spirit of the ancestors will be passed on to the descendants and will last forever. This is youth. I also long for the moment of blooming red light. Kakashi, my best friend, let's see who kills more people this time." Might Guy's words made Kakashi stunned for a moment. He didn't expect Might Guy to say such a thing. He smiled lightly, and the haze of war disappeared immediately. Maybe the war will disappear after this time. The old guy of the Shimura family dared to betray Konoha. Thesi will definitely make you look good this time. Tsunade appeared at the front, with a face full of anger, and directly smashed a huge rock beside her. Kakashi swallowed his saliva. Lady Tsunade has become more and more violent since she learned martial arts. Who can withstand such a punch? Kakashi looked at Might Guy on the side, and saw Might Guy looking at Tsunade and laughing. Lady Tsunade also understands the meaning of youth. Quote, Tsunade, relying on the physique of the Senju clan, was one step ahead of Shaoli and others, and was the second person after Naruto to complete the martial arts body training. At the same time, Tsunade gave birth to her own martial arts supernatural power. What surprised Tsunade was that the martial arts supernatural power she awakened was called Strange Power. As the name suggests, Tsunade's current strength is terrifyingly strong. If it were before, Tsunade's strength was not too strong among the cage level, but it was not weak either. However, it was not outstanding among the top few people. After all, Tsunade's main job is a medical ninja. And now, Tsunade has reached the peak of the cage level. One-handed strange power, it can definitely shock everyone. However, no one knows about this except her and Naruto. The Umbrella Organization is taking action, and the Akatsuki Organization is not idle either. After the Kurigakure left, they have quietly come to the place where the three-tailed beast was released. After the death of the fourth Mizukage, the three-tailed beast was released. Now the people of the Akatsuki Organization first set their sights on the three-tailed beast, which is the easiest to capture. Under the powerful attack of the Akatsuki Organization, the three-tailed beast with a single method was quickly defeated. Okay, we have taken down the three-tailed beast, and there are only 6 left. The speaker was Obiru, who formed a team with Scorpion, and he was also very interested in Obiru. Obiru used more than 3 blood limits in the process of capturing the three-tailed beast, and the fighting power displayed by Scorpion also shocked Obiru. Sure enough, this organization is unfathomable. Scorpion's mechanical arms and strange puppets also made Obiru fearful. Similarly, Scorpion also had a fearful thought about Obiru. Let's go, it's time to find the six-tailed beast. Scorpion was silent, and Obiru took the initiative to speak, seeing Scorpion's fighting power. Obiru was not sure of defeating Scorpion, and thought to himself that in the process of capturing the tailed beast, he must master a new blood limit again. And Scorpion's thought was, haha, under my eternal, anyone is a chicken and a dog. However, Scorpion regarded the eternal as an absolute trump card, which could not be used easily. Chapter 249. Soon, Shisui and others came to the edge of the land of fire near the land of water. This place is about 100 kilometers away from the land of water. This distance is not long for ninjas, but it prevents these mist ninjas from using the power of the sea. There are many mist ninjas, so fighting near the sea will be extremely convenient. Although Naruto is sure to win, there is no need to increase the loss. Shisui and Zabuza hid in a forest. They even heard the sound of cicadas. The birds were scared away by them, and the area was quiet in an instant. They did not hide their whereabouts. After all, with their fighting power, fighting the land of water is like playing. Shisui, the ninjas in the sky sent a message that the mist ninjas are almost on the land. Should we ambush them? Zabuza squatted on the tree trunk and looked at Shisui, with an extremely excited look on his face. Although he was in charge of this operation, given their identities, anyone could command. On the contrary, he hoped to fight on the battlefield. Shisui shook his head and said slowly, there is no need for this. Our ambush may cause them great casualties, but these people may be our subjects in the future. We are here to win the war, not to create killings. We just need to defeat them. After listening to Shisui's words, Zabuza nodded secretly. Shisui's overall view has indeed surpassed him. In this operation, Zabuza also brought Bai as a medical staff. After all, Bai doesn't like killing, and with their combat power, they can already crush the Kurigaker. Prepare for battle. Shisui held a dogtail grass in his mouth, and a rare blush flashed across his face. Obviously, he was not calm. The distance of 100 miles was almost fleeting. On the side of Mei Terumi, he was also quickly approaching the location of Shisui and others. In fact, this time, she didn't want to be an enemy of Umbrella, but Umbrella's ambition was too big, so she had to lead the team to fight, and she had a bad premonition. The route they chose for this action was completely random. How could she have thought that their every move had been clearly seen by the planes in the sky? Just as everyone was moving quickly, a scout from Kurigaker suddenly reported. Lord Terumi Mei, a large number of chakra units were detected in front, about 15 kilometers away from here. What did you say? Terumi Mei couldn't believe it. The large number of chakra units in front must be Umbrella responsible for resisting their existence, but how did Umbrella know the location of herself and others? Terumi Mei raised her eyebrows. Since she couldn't avoid it, she would see the strength of the opponent. Terumi Mei knew that the Umbrella organization would definitely not send all its combat power to her, and the Land of Earth was the closest to the Umbrella organization. Maybe they had already started a war. In fact, her guess was not wrong. The Umbrella organization did collide with the Land of Earth ninjas, but the Cloud ninjas were also here. At this moment, on a plain, there were densely packed ninjas. The Reikage could no longer hold back his desire for revenge. Onoki looked at the Reikage with scars all over his body, and then looked at his temperament that had almost transformed. He thought that the old man Reikage had really changed a lot. It seemed that the last experience was a blessing in disguise for him. At this moment, in the tent, the two sat together to discuss countermeasures. The Umbrella troops were blatantly stationed not far from them. Not attacking at the moment, it was obvious that they were allowed to attack. This contemptuous attitude made them very angry, but now was not the time to act on impulse. HMPH, aren't the Sarutobi and Shimura families here too? Why not let them take the lead? It's not that easy to get the position of Hokage. The Raikage slapped the table directly. He was hot-tempered and wanted to take revenge on the umbrella organization immediately. His own strength had increased greatly, which was why he was so brave. Tsuchikage Onoki looked at the Raikage strangely. Although it was a bit immoral to do so, he would not feel sorry for the death of many people from the Sarutobi and Shimura families. He was also surprised that the Sarutobi and other families could actually come up with so many ninjas. It seemed that the old guy Sarutobi Hiruzen gave the family a lot of resources when he was in power. They promised to return the position of Hokage to the Sarutobi family after the victory of this war. The daimyo of the Land of Fire also supported the Sarutobi family. In his opinion, the Sarutobi and other families had already become the daimyo's lackeys. The reason why they helped them ascend to the position of Hokage was mainly because the Sarutobi and Shimura families promised them to give them 10% of Konoha every year. The profits of the two ninja villages are handed over, and the two ninja villages together account for 20%. Don't underestimate only 20%, this is a billion-level money. Moreover, they also harvested an iron mine each, and at the same time, their merchants enjoyed many benefits in Konoha and even the Land of Fire. It's a big profit. Ha ha ha, Lord Raikage has a good idea, it seems that I underestimated you. Onoki laughed. Kaka, kaka. A clear sound rang out, and Onoki twisted his waist instantly, and the expression on his face froze instantly. This made Raikage despise Onoki even more, but the most powerful thing about the Tsuchikage is his combat experience and the most powerful dust escape bloodline elimination in the ninja world. Soon, the two ordered the Sarutobi and Shimura families to go to fight, but the people of the F4 family are not stupid, this is to let them be the vanguard. A middle-aged ninja from the Sarutobi family, he is the current patriarch of the Sarutobi family. When he thought of the supreme position of the Hokage, he gritted his teeth and led his people to attack the umbrella base directly. Naruto quickly got the information. When he saw that the people attacking them were from the Sarutobi and Shimura families, Naruto smiled. Since it was them, there was no scruple in fighting. Attack, beat them to doubt their lives. Naruto immediately gave orders. Facing these ninjas, there was no need to use strategies. Shuriken Shadow Clone Technique. Suddenly, a large area of shuriken instantly covered the battlefield. In order to enhance the strength of his family, the current patriarch of Sarutobi had to say that he was a ruthless man and had some ability. He opened some ninjutsu for the tribe to learn, and the overall strength was greatly enhanced. But all these were in vain. Facing the overwhelming shuriken and fire escape ninjutsu, the umbrella directly spread a huge earth wall to intercept most of the ninjutsu and hidden weapons. Water escape ninjutsu, prepare. One captain after another came out to command, forming a sharp contrast with the chaotic Sarutobi family ninjas. One after another, the water jets directly annihilated the fire escape. However, the opponent was not a fool. Seeing that the attack did not work, he used the fire escape ninjutsu again. At this time, the Shimura family also took action. Fire escape ninjutsu, Fire Dragon Flame Bomb. Wind escape ninjutsu, Great Breakthrough. The wind helped the fire, and the fire surged. The entire center of the battlefield was instantly covered by flames. Chapter 250. The smell of burning flames filled the air, but no one paid attention to this. Endless water escape appeared from the umbrella camp like a strait. Rushed to the sea of fire, and in an instant, a puffing sound appeared. This was the sound of the flame being extinguished. After a moment of stalemate, water vapor surged and covered the battlefield, but soon, a strong hurricane cut the water flow like a blade. Naruto looked at the battlefield. He knew that it was the people of the Shimura family who took action. It should be said that the people of the Shimura family's research on wind escape is among the top among many ninjas. But it seems that his wind escape attainments are also very good. Naruto gave orders again and launched an attack directly. At this time, Fighting chakra with the opponent, isn't it a brain disease? Although it is not impossible with their foundation, it is not a waste of good equipment on their bodies. Soon, the two parties met together. As soon as they came into contact, the people of the Sarutobi family changed their faces. Why is the opponent's combat power so strong? Ha ha ha, brothers, let's kill to our heart's content. On the umbrella side, wearing powerful chakra armor, the feeling of a continuous surge of power makes people intoxicated. Chakra armor can not only increase the user's chakra, but also enhance the user's strength, and can also resist some attacks. With this, everyone has the ability to kill enemies above their level. Damn it, what kind of armor are they wearing? It really feels like most of my ninjutsu are blocked by that armor. For a while, the battlefield was filled with murderous aura, and blood slowly flowed out. Naruto's eyes were solemn. All this blood was necessary. Only by breaking and then building, can the ninja world usher in a new life. You can't save the ninja world by just talking. Facing the powerful force of the umbrella, the ninja coalition couldn't sit still at this time. The news has been passed to the rear. The Raikage was extremely angry at this moment and smashed the table directly. Waste. They didn't even find out the strength of the umbrella organization. I'm going to fight myself. Raikage couldn't sit still anymore. The gap between the two sides made him angry, but more importantly, he thought that the Sarutobi family and others were just waste. If the Sarutobi families knew about this, they would definitely cry out for injustice. It's not that they are too weak, but that the enemy is too strong. Be patient, wait and see. Unoki said rationally, frowning. Although he didn't have the ideas of the Raikage, the combat effectiveness of the umbrella organization was beyond his imagination. At this moment, there were wailing sounds on the battlefield. The gap was revealed at this time. Sarutobi, Shimura, and the people of the Mitomen Utane family were beaten back step by step. Shimura Dairo, are you okay? A ninja from the Sarutobi family exclaimed. His friend suddenly fell down. He hurried to check the situation and found that a blood hole appeared on his friend's forehead at some point. What kind of hidden weapon was this? Just as he was surprised, a palpitation came to his mind. He rolled to the side and avoided the sudden attack. He only saw a flash of light. Just as he was thinking, several rays of light pierced him directly, and blood flowed out along the position where the light appeared. His eyes were wide open, and he obviously died with his eyes open. 10 kilometers away from here, a figure couldn't help but curl up his mouth slightly, holding a big sniper in his hand, with a proud face. He is Hinata Gen, he is the sniper god, and the most critical shot just now was fired by him. Humph, if you want to compete with me for the title of sniper god, you are still far away. Hinata Gen said confidently. In this battle, they decided to re-elect a sniper god. After all, there are many excellent snipers now. Even Hinata Gen felt the pressure. However, for the title of the first sniper god, Hinata Gen desperately trained sniper skills in order to be able to keep his title of sniper god. He used to be just an ordinary person, but now he is very successful. Most people look up to him, even the former branch Jonins respect him, all because of his record of killing more than a dozen Jonins. In this world, strength is respected. No matter what method he uses to kill Jonin, as long as he succeeds, he deserves respect. After all, not everyone can play with guns well. For some people, using a gun is not as good as using the shuriken in their own hands. Soon, the overwhelmed Sarutobi and other families received the order to retreat temporarily. They were relieved. If the order to retreat was not issued, they might have evacuated themselves. Seeing that the order to retreat had been issued, they hurriedly left the battlefield. At this time, Naruto suddenly issued an order prohibiting pursuit. Tsunade and others were puzzled, why not pursue the victory attack? Naruto explained, don't chase after a desperate enemy. We must let the 5 major countries see my fighting power. Only by making them afraid can we take over the territory more easily. Only by letting the civilians see our strength will they protect us more, because we have brought them tangible benefits. Moreover, this operation is also a training exercise. If the vanguard takes all the battles, what will happen to the brothers behind? Don't worry, the next ones are the big ones. Tsunade and others nodded, and instantly understood Naruto's plan. This war is different from the past. In the past, it was enough to defeat the enemy, but this time, all aspects must be considered. It's really a bargain for those traitors. Tsunade snorted coldly. Seeing that the umbrella did not pursue them, the crowd flashed a trace of relief, but returned to the camp and was greeted with the ridicule of the Thunder Shadow. Haha, your strength is so poor that you can't even find out the truth of the umbrella. The Thunder Shadow snorted coldly. At this time, Asuma Sarutobi couldn't help it and roared, HMPH. Lord Raikage is so powerful. You should know that we are backed by the Lord of the Land of Fire, not your lackeys of Kumogakure. I don't know who was captured alive by the Umbrella Organization. Sarutobi Asuma's sarcastic tone immediately made the Raikage furious. He stood up directly, and a powerful chakra energy burst out, and a powerful momentum rose up. Onoki frowned slightly. It seems that the Raikage has indeed turned a disaster into a blessing. He has been reborn and his strength has been greatly improved. HMPH. You are just a group of stray dogs. Don't think that you are still the famous nobles of Konoha. You Sarutobi are no longer Hokage. The Raikage said in a gloomy voice. Seeing this, Onoki came out to persuade them, saying, don't be so angry. You haven't even fought the enemy yet, but you're already fighting among yourself. If it gets out, what will others think? You should put the overall situation first. His words eased the atmosphere slightly, and Sarutobi Asuma took advantage of the situation to back off. The violent aura of the Raikage made him regret saying that. After all, that was the reverse scale in the Raikage's heart. Why did he expose his shortcomings when he was fine? Who can see that the Raikage is almost driven crazy by his protective umbrella? Chapter 251. HMPH. I won't bother with you. Right now, the most important thing is how to defeat the Umbrella Organization. After saying that, Sarutobi Asuma walked out of the tent, leaving the Sarutobi and Shimura clan leaders looking at each other in bewilderment, not daring to speak. Now that the two clans are declining, the two old foxes can see the situation clearly. They are at the mercy of others. Now they can only hope to defeat the Umbrella Organization and take back the position of Hokage, and then they will have the hope of making a comeback. Even stronger. Onoki and Raikage ignored the two. Although this action was an alliance, they no longer took the size of the Sarutobi and Shimura clans seriously. In other words, they are no longer on the same level. I will attack directly. What can the Umbrella Organization do to me? But Uzumaki Naruto does have some strength. He is also a perfect Jinchuriki like bee. When the time comes, your dust release and my strength will definitely be able to defeat it. As for the others, they are just chickens and dogs, not worth mentioning. The Raikage seemed very confident. His improvement in strength made him a little inflated. However, he was still very afraid of Naruto's strength. If Onoki's dust release was there to support him, he felt that he would have a very good chance. At the same time, Bee and Darui's strength was not weak either. On Onoki's side, there was also a tailed beast Jinchuriki, as well as a group of masters. He still looked down on Umbrella. At the same time, Kurigakure was on the way. When the time came, as long as they surrounded it, Umbrella would definitely die. On Naruto's side, Kakashi, Tsunade, Nara Shikaku, and all the clan leaders of Konoha were there. At this moment, Nara Shikaku analyzed, soon, the ninja coalition will definitely attack. They should test our strength. At the same time, there are many masters at the level of Jonin on the other side. We can use our advantages to extend the battle line. At the same time, use a team of 1,000 ninjas to block the strong men on the opposite side. At the same time, use air power to attack, and Hyuga ninjas to assassinate. As he spoke, Nara Shikaku felt strange. Well, he had never fought such a rich battle. He was so strong, so what strategy was there? He just pushed forward. In summary, you just listen to it. Fight however you want. After all, I can't figure out how we will lose. Shikaku spread his hands and said helplessly. Such Versailles words were greeted with a burst of laughter from everyone. Although their number is not as good as that of the Ninja Coalition, their quality is not inferior at all. At the same time, their tactics and equipment completely crushed the Ninja Coalition. Most of the equipment of the Ninja Coalition is made by folk methods, while they have already achieved industrialization, and the output is not at the same level. However, Naruto has long looked down on cold weapons, and only equipment made of special metals can barely catch his eye. Compared with ordinary equipment, extraordinary ninja tools like the Six Paths ninja tools are what he expects, but he currently does not know how to forge extraordinary ninja tools. Report to Lord Naruto, there is enemy information from 20 miles ahead. There is a huge chakra reaction. At this time, the scout came to report, and Naruto smiled, high-end combat power is coming. Notify Orochimaru. Let's have an air baptism first. Yes. Orochimaru received the news quickly. They had been hiding not far from here before, and now they took off directly. Finally here. Orochimaru licked his lips and showed an excited look. Notify Jiraiya, that idiot, to launch a 5-fold indiscriminate bombing on the local area. One order after another was issued in an orderly manner. The ninja army was on the march, and they didn't know that they were about to face a disaster. When the ninja army arrived at a place 10 kilometers away from Naruto and others, the air force of Orochimaru and others also arrived above their heads. They began to drop bombs continuously downwards. This kind of bomb was much more powerful than the detonating tag. Is there something falling from the sky? At this time, the Raikage and others looked at the thing falling from the sky strangely, but there was no chakra reaction. They didn't react for a while. Onoki looked at the thing in the sky, frowned, this must be the means of the umbrella, and immediately shouted, hurry up, don't let him fall. But it was too late, and soon a huge explosion sounded. Boom, 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 boom. Ah, what is this? Is this a new type of detonating tag? Soon screams rang out, and there were explosions everywhere. If Deidara saw this scene, he would definitely say that art is explosion. However, some people were injured, and some people reacted quickly. A series of earth escapes floated above their heads to block the attack of the explosion, but then the sound of bomb explosions rang out again and again. From time to time, some people were killed by bombs or their earth escape was broken. Some people directly used lightning escape to detonate the attack in advance to avoid damage. Quick, quick, leave this area. Raikage said hurriedly, and Onoki looked up at the sky, where there were groups of black shadows. He hurriedly condensed the dust escape and aimed at the fighter plane in the sky. A white light flashed, and Jiraiya hurriedly shouted, this is the bloodline elimination, get out of the way. But some people still didn't have time to dodge, the speed of the dust escape was too fast. Our goal has been achieved, the wind is tight and the call is coming. Jiraiya hurriedly led the team to evacuate. Now the latest weapons suitable for fighter planes are still under development, and the most powerful ones are these bombs. It is said that there is something called a missile, and I don't know when it will be developed. There is also a mushroom bomb, but why does the mushroom bomb sound so unreliable? Is it really so powerful? Below, Onoki directly destroyed the 2 fighter planes and directly restored them to atomic state. Soon, the shadow in the sky disappeared. He had no choice but to stop the attack. At this time, his face was solemn, and the contempt he had for time disappeared without a trace. At this moment, the Raikage was furious. The genin of their village suffered heavy losses. The ninjas of Iwagakure were fine, most of them were proficient in earth escape, but as for their Kumogakure, they had already suffered heavy losses. If it weren't for the jonin of their village who saved some of them, the casualties would have continued to increase. The bomb attack was nothing for the jonin, but it was undoubtedly a death sentence for the genin. At this moment, the ninjas of Sarutobi and Shimura were gloating. They were in the back and suffered the least damage. Who asked them to be cannon fodder before? However, they also developed a fear of the Umbrella organization. What kind of weapon is this? It looks a bit like explosive escape. Onoki frowned secretly, and the air was filled with the smell of blood and gunpowder. His nose twitched slightly. This was gunpowder, but how could gunpowder be so powerful? At this moment, the application of gunpowder in the ninja world is still at a relatively basic stage. At most it is slightly stronger than the detonating talisman. Chapter 252. Damn it, attack! Reikage roared, and shot out lightning and rushed forward, followed by a large number of ninjas, who began to jump forward. Onoki flew over directly using the super light heavy rock technique. Everyone also knew that they had to fight hand to hand with the opponent, otherwise they would be bombed again. This feeling of passive defense was really bad. On Naruto's side, he also felt a lot of chakra reactions coming towards them. Prepare for battle. The ninjas behind him drew their blades. In less than 2 minutes, they saw ninjas rushing towards them like waves. Kill them. The two sides soon came into contact with each other, with the clanging of swords and swords, the bang of physical skills, and the violent explosion caused by ninjutsu. Thunder release. Ground walking. The cloud-hidden ninja used lightning to attack the umbrella ninja along the ground, and in the blink of an eye, a bullet pierced his heart. Well done. Fire style. Great dragon fire technique. The flames turned into a fire dragon, instantly engulfing 3 Kumogakure ninjas. At this time, thunder spread across the battlefield and floated in the air, as if the lightning had been given life. The thunder continued to cover several members of the umbrella, and screams rang out instantly. Be careful, it's storm-style ninja Darui. At this time, someone recognized the attack just now. The power of thunder and lightning can change its form at will, which is the symbol of storm-style ninja. Such thunder and lightning has great power and mobility. It can launch lightning attacks like lasers. Storm-style, encouragement locking. With a flash of lightning, the ninjas around him were instantly knocked out. Kakashi, who was not far away, frowned when he saw this scene. He used Chidori to pierce a rock ninja directly. After using the earth flow wall with a dog head to save a ninja of his own side, he went straight to Darui. Just when Darui wanted to continue the murder, a javelin formed by lightning directly pierced in front of Darui, making him pause. The successor of the famous Black Thunder, I have long wanted to meet you. Kakashi's voice came. Darui turned his head and said, it turned out to be the copy ninja Kakashi. I have heard of your name for a long time. You are an outsider, and you can use the Sharingan blood limit to this extent, which is enough to prove your talent. Darui said in a calm voice. No need to say more nonsense. Kakashi showed his Sharingan and took the knife behind him in his hand. The next moment, the two disappeared directly from the spot, and the two swords collided with each other. Darui is also a master of swordsmanship. Ah! Bang! 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 The two swords collided, and then lightning appeared on Darui's sword. Kakashi was not to be outdone and jumped back. White Fang sword technique man slash. A bright white slash appeared and directly knocked Darui back. I didn't expect that the famous Kakashi's swordsmanship was so superb. Darui praised. He was also a little surprised at Kakashi's strength. According to the information he knew, Kakashi's strength was mainly in the Sharingan and many ninjutsu, and his ultimate move was the lightning release ninjutsu. I didn't expect the swordsmanship to be so superb. He remembered Kakashi's other identity, the son of Konoha White Fang. It seems that you have picked up the White Fang swordsmanship again. Darui said slowly. But in front of my lightning release and black thunder, everything is vulnerable. Darui said proudly. Facing Kakashi, who is also known as a genius ninja, he also has his own pride. Kakashi was silent, and one of his Sharingan slowly turned, obviously thinking about something. And such scenes happened everywhere in this plane. The Reikage skin went straight to Naruto at this moment, and the lightning on his body was rampant. Naruto and Tsunade saw this, and Tsunade slowly said, "It seems that the Raikage has changed a lot, and his momentum is much stronger than before." Not surprising, it seems that his lightning release armor has changed. Naruto smiled lightly and didn't care at all. "Uzumaki Naruto brat, give me your life." The Raikage roared across the sea of people, and his powerful strength was unstoppable. As Naruto took a step forward, Tsunade placed a pair of delicate white hands in front of Naruto and said, "You are the commander of an army, so leave the Raikage to me. I also want to test my current strength." The Raikage turned into a residual image at this moment, charging recklessly on the battlefield, and Tsunade went straight to meet him. On the way that the Raikage must pass, she went straight to punch out. "Looking for death?" Raikage said disdainfully, and then punched out directly. The ground under the feet of the two people instantly collapsed and turned into a huge circle. Seeing this, the people around them directly moved away from the two people, leaving space for the two to fight. The moment the two people collided, their faces changed slightly. Both were shocked by the amazing strength of the other party. Raikage's face changed slightly. "You know, he is not the same as he used to be. His strength is not inferior to his father, or perhaps his endurance is not as good." At this moment, fighting with Tsunade, the other party was not at all inferior. "Humph, I didn't expect you to have such strength. You are worthy of being the granddaughter of the first generation of Hokage." Although Raikage was shocked by Tsunade's strength, he was also very confident in his own strength. Although Tsunade's strength is strong, he is not just strong in strength. Wrapped in the power of thunder and lightning, he punched out again, and Tsunade was not to be outdone. Strange power. Powerful force gathered in the hands, and the two collided again. A stronger force expanded the ground under their feet again. Tsunade felt a little numb in her hands. Fortunately, her body was strong now. She was completely trained by martial arts. Her body was like steel and iron, indestructible. Tenshou Jiao. Tsunade roared and jumped directly into the sky. After a flip, her sandal-wearing feet slammed directly at the Raikage. The Raikage could even feel the opponent's fierce wind. It was no less powerful than the wind escape. He raised his arm, and his veins bulged. Boom! A huge collision sounded. Ah! The rock shattered and was directly shaken up by the huge force. In the collision just now, the Raikage actually suffered a little loss. Suddenly, lightning appeared on the Raikage's body, like armor wrapped around the Raikage. His hair stood up, and a sharp momentum slowly rose. Tsunade saw the Raikage's expression and knew that he was serious. At the same time, she quietly activated her magical powers. Her clothes fluttered slowly without wind, and her black hair fluttered. Similarly, an extremely powerful aura surged from her body. The two looked at each other, as if there was an invisible collision of thunder and lightning. Aura can even affect reality. Chapter 253. The momentum of the collision between Tsunade and Raikage was shocking, and he unconsciously left the range of the two people's battle. At this moment, Might Guy, who saw this scene, couldn't help but exclaimed, "This is youth. Konoha's great whirlwind." He casually swept away several cloud ninjas beside him, forming a residual shadow that shuttled through the battlefield. He has achieved success in martial arts. Now, without opening the 8 gates, his strength is at the level of quasi-shadow. Opening the 8 gates is even a headache for Kakashi. His strength quickly attracted the attention of some people. Several ninjas from Cloud and Rock Village stared at him separately. It's Might Guy, known as the Blue Beast of Konoha, whose strength is so strong. Several people looked at each other and immediately attacked Might Guy, a total of 4 elite Jonin. If it were in the past, I'm afraid it would take several 8 gates to solve it. Now, Might Guy looked at the people surrounding him and couldn't help but flash an excited look. On the battlefield, not only Might Guy shined, but Sasuke, Neji and others also performed well, and were also targeted by some masters from Kumogakure and Iwagakure. Those guys are very powerful, we must kill them, otherwise there may be several cage-level strongmen in a few years. A group of Kumogakure ninjas saw Sasuke's excellent lightning ninjutsu and immediately surrounded him. Sasuke! Ninji shouted, and Sasuke looked at him expressionlessly, as if saying that these little shrimps didn't need help. Ninji also shook his head and smiled. You know, they are not wuxia aimon, and their combat effectiveness is increasing day by day. Ninji directly launched several attacks, and all the people who were hit had their hearts shattered by the terrifying chakra and died directly. His current strength is no less than that of Hyuga Hiyashi. He was originally extremely talented, and after various trainings, his strength is close to cage level. Shaoli has now fully demonstrated his martial arts strength. Compared to Akai's attack based on his own physical fitness, he prefers to attack with the power of chi and blood. The power of chi and blood is like a weapon, an extension of the body. This means that Shaoli has the means of long-range attack, and his strong physical fitness often allows him to kill the opponent before the ninja has made a seal. And the most important thing is that there are many ninjas from the Hyuga family in the Umbrella organization who are sniping. This makes them always alert to the attacks around them when they approach, and at the same time they have to be wary of the means from their opponents. Damn, what kind of hidden weapon is this? The chakra guns of the Umbrella are extremely lethal to the ninjas at the level of Genin and Chunin. Although they are numerous, the strange armor on the ninjas of the Umbrella allows them to fight 3 or more at once. There are also hidden weapons in the dark. The cooperation between each other is also tacit. At this moment, Killer Bee looked serious, and the 8 tails in his body slowly said, "Bye, the opponent's methods are very complicated. This battle may be very difficult." Bai's face was ugly at the moment. He also knew the hidden meaning of the 8 tails, that is, their chances of winning this war may not be high. Lend me your power, Niyugi. Kurabi took a deep breath, and then a red energy gradually covered his body. He and the 8 tails have long been in sync. He has been recognized by the 8 tails and is currently the most proficient in the use of the tailed beast chakra besides Naruto. A black energy appeared in front of him. He planned to use the tailed beast ball to open the situation and gain an opportunity for this battle. Naturally, someone noticed his change. At this moment, Naruto looked around. The clan leaders of various tribes went to deal with the masters of Kumogakure and Iwagakure, and Orochimaru also began to fight Onoki, but he was still suppressed by the experienced Onoki. At present, he was the only one who could stop Killer Bee. Naruto smiled, handed all the information to Nara Shikaku, and then jumped down from a hillside. The battle on Naruto's side fell into a stalemate, while Zabuza's battle with Kurigakure was much clearer, and the rhythm of the battle had already fallen steadily into the hands of Shisui and others. Although Kurigakure has recovered some of its strength, the damage caused by the blood mist policy is still too great. In addition to Obito's harm, Kurigakure now only has one cage-level strongman, Mei Terumi. Although the number of ninjas is higher than that of the Umbrella group, Zabuza and Shisui still don't take it seriously. Mei Terumi looked at Shisui at this moment, and her originally calm and indifferent expression had long been serious. Shisui once used Kurigakure to become famous, which naturally made these ninjas very afraid, and even many of them fought with Uchiha Shisui. Hehe, it seems Mizukage-sama, your idea may fail. We can't fail. Shisui looked at Mei Terumi opposite. A woman who could do this was a genius. Unfortunately, she made the wrong choice. Umbrella was not something they could deal with. Haha, brother Shisui, there is no way. After all, Kurigakure is not controlled by me alone. Besides, even if I don't fight this battle, will your Umbrella organization spare us in the end? Mei Terumi said meaningfully. Shisui smiled. He didn't expect Mei Terumi to see it so clearly. Indeed, the war between them is no longer a simple war between the organizations of a village, but a class struggle. If Kurigakure doesn't resist, it will be swallowed up by the Umbrella organization sooner or later. In this case, why not eradicate it before the Umbrella is fully grown? But she underestimated the Umbrella. Not only her, but the 5 major countries all despise the Umbrella, but now the Umbrella has personally slapped the faces of the 5 major countries. I thought it was incredible that the umbrella was comparable to one of the 5 major countries, but I didn't expect that the umbrella had the strength to sweep the ninja world. Surrender. If you surrender, you can still enjoy good treatment. Is it really appropriate for this corrupt country? The upper class is addicted to pleasure, and you must know the lives of ordinary people. Maybe you think that they don't belong to their own village, and they will die if they die. The nobles such as the high-level officials of the water country don't care at all. Those ordinary people are just pariahs in their eyes. Shisui's words were like a sharp knife stabbing directly into her heart. Shisui was right. Facing the displaced civilians, she also felt sorry for them, but she couldn't save the entire water country. She could only take care of Kurigakure. The battle between villages is extremely narrow. No one likes war, so for long-term peace, we need to establish a new regime. The ninja world is too small, but there are too many countries. Shisui's voice suddenly became high, and then he said again, "This world is backward. Only we can lead the world to progress. As long as we unify the ninja world, we will usher in long-term peace." Naruto-kun said that there is no permanent peace, but there is long-term peace. So, please forgive me, for long-term peace, we must win. Shisui's voice became indifferent. Suddenly, Shisui turned into dozens of phantoms, screaming, and some of them even had no time to scream. Their eyes went black, and they died directly. Chapter 254. In just a moment, more than a dozen ninjas around Terumi-Mei lost their lives. Such a scene made Terumi-Mei very angry. There was a slight smell of blood in the air. This was not the ocean, but fortunately there was no lack of water vapor around. In a short period of time, dozens of water escape mixed with various hidden weapons flew towards Shisui. Uchiha Shisui, don't be too arrogant. Do you think you 2,000 people can really defeat us? Terumi-Mei had a cold face. The number of people from Umbrella this time was about 2,000, while they had more than 10,000. The winner is the king and the loser is the bandit. Let's see if you can win this war. You will understand that only the winner is qualified to write history. Your wolfish ambition is doomed to fail. Terumi-Mei said in a cold voice. The ambition of Umbrella was too terrifying and too bold. Ha ha ha, the times have changed. Although simple individuals have the ability to change the situation, it is definitely not us. Let you see the power of unity. Form a formation. As Shisui gave the order, Zabuza behind him took everyone into action. They were outnumbered. Although the equipment on their bodies was strong enough, it would definitely be a tragic battle if they relied on the equipment. So he immediately activated the martial arts army formation and the chakra army formation. This kind of power is enough to determine the outcome and change the situation on both sides. As the power of everyone was connected, a strong momentum also emanated. What kind of secret technique is this? Mei Terumi frowned in horror. In her eyes, the power of Zabuza and others seemed to have merged. Water escape super large water dragon bullet technique. 1,000-meter-long water escape dragon appeared above everyone's head, and some people in the hidden mist showed a look of horror. Even some people were directly shocked and had lost their fighting spirit. What is this? Is this really something a ninja can use? Demons, they are demons, they have gained the power of demons. Damn it, how can we defeat such a force? They are no longer human. Some Kurigakure ninjas said helplessly. After seeing this natural disaster-like power, they didn't even have the thought of resisting. Hey, cheer up, we Kurigakure ninjas never give up easily. Chojuro shouted loudly. Although he was also shocked by the opponent's power, his ninja way did not allow him to surrender without even fighting. Beside him, Ching opened his Byakugan, and he clearly saw that the power of the thousands of people on the opposite side was concentrated together. It is equivalent to using super chakra to create super strong ninjutsu. The opponent's technique is shocking, but it is not unsolvable. The opponent's actions must be consistent. If you launch attacks from all directions, you may not be able to defeat the opponent's formation. Mei Terumi looked complicated and said, "Is this your trump card?" Ming Terumi, it's not that we don't have a chance of winning. The opponent's power is condensed together, but the actions must be uniform. As long as we break through separately, we may not have no chance of winning. Ching said on the side. Mei Terumi shook her head and said, it's not that easy, Ching. They seem to be easy to break through, but in fact, such secret techniques can definitely be unified and switched freely. It's not so easy to crack. Based on Mei Terumi's experience, this kind of attack method of the opponent can only be broken by absolute power, but did they have such power? Mei Terumi showed a bitter smile at the corner of her mouth. He looked at Shisui. Perhaps their confidence came from this. No wonder they dared to stop them with 2,000 people. But surrendering is not my style. Fight them. Yes, fight them. Fight them for the hidden mist village. Some people began to cheer up and showed a look of fearlessness. Terumi Mei looked at the people around her. She looked at Shisui and said loudly, if we lose, please treat the hidden mist village well. The villagers are innocent. Shisui looked at Terumi Mei unexpectedly. He didn't expect that she would not surrender in the face of such a powerful force, and she even cared about ordinary villagers. This made Shisui feel a little good about her. But for Naruto's plan, all this is necessary. He immediately said, this is natural. Our organization does not have so many rules and regulations. We are an organization of the people. You can rest assured that they can definitely live a better life than before. He turned his head to look at Zabuza, and Zabuza understood immediately. Then Shisui looked at Terumi Mei, and they both understood what each other meant. Behind Shisui hung a huge water dragon, just like a god watching the battlefield. Mei Terumi took the lead, otherwise she was afraid that she would lose the courage to act if time was delayed. Dissolution release. Skillful mist technique. Mei Terumi blew out a stream of boiling mist from her mouth. Shisui's eyes condensed, and said, defense. The mist enveloped the umbrella people, and even the water dragon condensed by Zabuza slowly dissipated under corrosion. According to Naruto, their purpose is to deter and conquer, and he can't bear to see his former partners turn into dry bones. The future must be brilliant, and if his hometown can also witness the arrival of glory together, it will undoubtedly be the best thing. Bai! Zabuza shouted. Bai quickly formed a seal, and in an instant, an ice crystal like a sky curtain directly wrapped them in it. This is Bai's magic mirror ice crystal, the ice crystal shield, which has extremely strong defensive capabilities and extremely cold temperatures, just restraining Mei Terumi. High temperature and low cold, with the blessing of chakra, Mei Terumi is far more than everyone's opponent, even the blood limit can't hurt her. Dissolving style. Dissolving monster technique. The solution like the ocean directly enveloped Shisui and others. Shisui's scarlet Sharingan slowly turned, and then turned into a phantom and disappeared on the spot. The place where he just stood was already corroded. Bai made a seal again, and the powerful ice-style blood limit, with the blessing of chakra, actually froze the highly corrosive solution directly. How is this possible? In the horrified eyes of Mei Terumi, Shisui's phantom body was all over the place. For so many years, he had already positioned his ability. Without the ability of the Mangekyo, he studied his ability of instant body to a terrifying degree. When it is true, it is false, and when it is false, it is true. Thunder Water Dragon Bullet. A huge thunder water dragon appeared, mixed with water attribute chakra and thunder attribute chakra. In the original work, the Mizukage and the Thunderkage jointly performed this ninjutsu. The huge Thunder Shadow Dragon Bullet attacked the Kurigakure ninja, and Shisui also attacked Terumi Mei. In a short while, Terumi Mei's body was covered with dense and tiny wounds. Has this guy actually combined illusion, instant body and swordsmanship? What a scary guy. Terumi Mei took a deep breath, quickly formed a seal, and a powerful water dragon appeared. Shisui looked at everything in front of him coldly, clenched the knife in his hand, and then slashed directly, the secret of swordsmanship, the instant god slash. Terumi Mei's water dragon bullet was directly slashed. Most of the Kurigakure ninjas were knocked to the ground, and only a very small number of foolish people faced the Thunder Water Dragon bullet and died. Terumi May saw this. The corners of her mouth were bitter. They were completely trying to stop a car with their arms, and at the same time, they also understood the other party's intentions. Surrender. A new era is coming. Shisui came behind Mai Terumi without knowing when, and placed the sword on her fair neck. What power did you use just now? Mai Terumi asked, puzzled. That is a power called intention. Shisui explained slowly that Naruto had said that if he could understand intention, then he might be able to enter the realm of Super Shadow. Chapter 255. Mai Terumi was shocked, and had no idea what Shisui meant. What is intention? Mai Terumi asked again. Shisui looked at her strangely. Is she so curious? But Shisui slowly explained. This is a kind of comprehension of skills, which is difficult to explain and higher than the secret. Having said that, Shisui did not say anything more. He only touched the surface of intention. After losing the Mangekyo Sharingan, he was less dependent on the power of the Sharingan and specialized in swordsmanship. Instead, he understood something different from it. From his conversation with Naruto, he learned that it was a kind of power called artistic conception. What he touched could perhaps be called sword intention. What surprised him was that Naruto had already touched that power. Such Naruto made him feel as unfathomable as the ocean. Naruto was extremely mysterious, and no one knew what his current power was. According to Shisui, the power displayed by Naruto might be less than 1/10. Perhaps he has already rivaled Hashirama Senju, who is known as the god of ninja. And Naruto is younger than the first generation of Hokage and Uchiha Madara when they were famous. This means that Naruto is destined to surpass these two mountains of the ninja world in the future and create a new legend. Shisui directly used the sealing technique to temporarily seal the power of Terumi Mai. Then he directly captured most of the Kurigakure ninjas. Terumi Mai also found that most of the attacked Kurigakure ninjas were paralyzed by the power of lightning and fainted. And a few people were killed. For this result, she felt a pang in her heart. But this seems to be the best ending. Otherwise, Umbrella can definitely cause greater damage. They can obviously choose the simplest way. Why use this thankless way? Ha ha. Terumi Mai sneered. She was already a captive. Why should she think so much? The flames of the ninja world war began to spread, and at this moment, the mechanized troops of Umbrella had arrived at the capital of the Land of Fire. A man who looked to be in his 30s was smiling at the capital of the Fire Nation in front of him. He was Keisha, Inari's stepfather. Now he has made some achievements in martial arts, and more importantly, his leadership. He performed well in the Wave Nation and has now become an important person leading ordinary people. Now, he is responsible for launching one of the troops to attack the capital of the Fire Nation. Not only does he have thousands of gun troops, but he also sent many people on airplanes. Naruto also considered making the best use of everything. In this world, it is impossible for everyone to control extraordinary powers. And there are more ordinary people, and some people are not talented because of their strong strength. For example, Keisha, his leadership ability is very good, so Naruto put him in this group of people who are not very talented and have learned martial arts a little as the commander. After learning chakra and martial arts a little, with the help of extraordinary powers, their individual combat capabilities are comparable to the special forces in the previous life, or even surpass them. Equipped with firearms, it is enough to cause crushing damage to the Land of Fire, and even with the assistance of explosives, airplanes, etc., it is simply a dimensionality reduction attack. And what they have to be careful of is the guardian ninjas around the daimyo, that is, the 12 warriors. This is the security force of the daimyo. Everyone is a jonin. Except for the big country, the small ninja village can't shake its foundation at all. There are many elite jonin among them. And all of these, Umbrella has already had countermeasures. And when the army attacked, the daimyo, who was hollowed out by alcohol and sex, had already changed his face. What do you traitors want to do? Do you want to violate the policy set by the first generation of Hokage? How can you come to attack the land of fire? Ninjas cannot be involved in national wars. The daimyo is still arguing. In his mind, ninjas can only fight ninjas, so how can they directly attack the country? Using power that does not belong to ordinary people, Umbrella is naturally over the line. Haha, ridiculous, are you still stuck in your old thinking? No one will give you fairness in war. You are a bunch of world borers. Keisha said disdainfully. Over the years, he has already seen the ugly faces of the so-called rulers. Although there are many friendly nobles, most of them are still cannibalizing the people, plundering the people's fat and blood, and getting rich. Guardian Daimyo Sama. Di-Lu, one of the 12 guardians, stood up and said that Hidan and Kakuzu are now in the Umbrella organization, and Di-Lu's life trajectory has changed. Di-Lu is a monk of the Fire Temple, with the inheritance of the Fire Temple, and his strength is comparable to Asuma. At this time, a girl stood up. It was Kurama Yakumo. Not only her, but also several people were sent from other places. Considering the existence of the Guardian Ninja, it is inevitable that other countries have their own means. At present, the main thing is to break through the 5 major countries. The daimyo of Wind Country has been controlled by the ninjas sent by Gaara. The guards in the capital of Fire Country are all vulnerable to the attack of guns and explosives, even if there are some samurai. Faced with dense ammunition, they finally followed their companions. What kind of strange ninja tool is this? Run away, we can't defeat them at all. Protect the daimyo to retreat. We must condemn the other party for not following the rules, and we must summon ninjas to surround and kill them. The guards of Fire Country were in chaos, and their resistance was vulnerable to the steel torrent of the Umbrella, and the situation was desperate. At this moment, Di-Lu transformed into a giant Buddha to resist the bullet attacks from all directions, constantly protecting the daimyo's retreat, and at the same time, other 12 guardians attacked the Umbrella. As for these Jonin-level ninjas, Kurama Yakumo naturally didn't watch. According to Naruto's order, she needed to take action against these guys who could threaten the Umbrella members. He quietly activated the blood limit, and in the horrified eyes of the crowd, some of the guardian ninjas turned into charcoal out of thin air, some were struck by lightning, and some began to kill each other. Lord Kurama has taken action. Everyone can kill with confidence. Break through the land of fire and liberate the world. Keisha is very good at mobilizing the atmosphere, and the morale soared in an instant. In the blink of an eye, only Di-Lu was left. Di-Lu sighed and murmured, "Have the times changed?" However, even though he knew that it was difficult to win, Di-Lu still decided to fight. The opponent's thing similar to the detonating talisman, the hidden weapon that could shoot projectiles, the strange big iron bird flying in the sky, and the girl with the blood limit. Everything hinted to him that the situation was over. His eyes instantly became resolute. Even though the situation was hopeless, he still chose to take action. This was his duty. Chapter 256. Di-Lu put his hands together, and his chakra cooperated with the secret technique of the Fire Temple. Dozens of golden fists emerged, and a Mingwang Dharma image covered the daimyo's body. Come and meet, 1,000 hands kill. Protecting the daimyo, the front of Di-Lu's body blocked all the attacks around him, and the pairs of fists were like tail flames, and no attack could get in. Protect the daimyo and retreat. Di-Lu roared, and the 2 ninjas beside the daimyo drove his fat body to leave behind Di-Lu. As for his princess, she could no longer care about her. The dozens of ninjas in front of Di-Lu couldn't break through Di-Lu's defense for a while. This ninjutsu was the secret technique of the Fire Temple, which was both offensive and defensive. It also had the ability to automatically search for the enemy. In the original work, it caused great trouble to Kakuzu as soon as it was used. Kurama Yakumo did not make a move, but stared at Di-Lu not far away, as if to observe the flaws of Di-Lu's move. Without the blood limit, Kurama Yakumo is only slightly stronger than an ordinary chunin. Jilu is not an ordinary ninja, and it is not so easy to kill. It is better to observe his weaknesses and consume his chakra. The ninja that Jalu knocked out was not a big deal, relying on the chakra armor. As for some apprentice ninjas and warriors who used guns, they watched from afar. The core force of the umbrella has already gone to resist the ninja coalition. They are just a group of people who have just come into contact with chakra and martial arts, or some people with low talent. This time, with the help of guns, explosives, etc. Facing a ninja like Jalu, it still requires professionals to take action. Jalu looked at the daimyo and others who were far away and breathed a sigh of relief. He had already told them to take the daimyo to the fire temple. The fire temple has its own protective barrier, which is difficult for ordinary people to break. After this incident, the Umbrella organization will be completely annihilated in the United Ninja Village. In this ninja war, the Umbrella organization took the world's disapproval and openly launched an attack on the country, which is unimaginable to everyone. In the minds of celebrities, there is no idea that ninjas cannot attack daimyo. This is rare in the ninja world. Influenced by Chinese thought, Naruto thinks this is extremely normal. After all, war is a tricky way. Among the natives of the ninja world, this is extremely shocking. When they first knew it, they were also surprised. Under the long-term influence of red thought, Naruto's words have long been regarded as truth. Attacking the daimyo is just a surprise. When Orochimaru established the Sound Village, he also got the approval of the daimyo, not only for manpower, but also for research funds, but he never thought of attacking the daimyo and controlling the country. This is why Naruto's thoughts are different from those of the people in the ninja world. However, the people in the ninja world are not fools. They know the impact of Naruto's thoughts on the ninja world, and they have this action. But the most important thing is the huge wealth of the umbrella. As long as the wealth of the umbrella is swallowed, the strength of all ninja villages can be multiplied several times. This is also the reason why the war broke out before. After the two ninjas drove the daimyo away, the daimyo was already frightened. No one has ever been so bold to attack the daimyo directly. This is undoubtedly a violation of the invisible rules of the ninja world. Such behavior will not be ignored by any daimyo. He must escape and seek help from other daimyo. Even if it is the previous ninja war, he does not care. He is the daimyo, high above. Even if he loses the war, it's just compensation of some materials and money. Other daimyo may be poor, such as the daimyo of the Wind Country, but he is definitely not poor, not to mention that poverty is only relative. Billions of daimyo of the Wind Country can definitely come up. In addition to the importance of the power of the shadow, although the shadow is under the jurisdiction of the daimyo on the surface, in fact, the shadow is comparable to the daimyo. To some extent, the power of the shadow is more important. Because the shadow has power, or military power. Sometimes fists are more important. The daimyo is special in the ninja world, but in Naruto's opinion, it's just that. Even if it's a fight between ninjas, in Naruto's opinion, it's just a fight between villages, although this village is a little bigger. Protect me, as long as you escort me to the fire temple, you can get countless treasures. On the way to evacuate, the two ninjas who protected the daimyo also met a group of samurai who were preparing to evacuate. These samurai left the Iron Country and came here, aren't they just for wealth? They won't stick to their bushido. Hearing the words of the daimyo, they decided to protect the daimyo to the fire temple. With the help of the buildings in the palace, guns are just a piece of cake for them. As long as they are careful, they can avoid the attack of bullets. They don't need to be like a child. Bullets are fast, they just need to be faster than those who use guns. 5 samurai immediately protected the daimyo, 2 of them were Chunin level samurai and 3 were elite genin level samurai. Brothers, fight, aren't we fighting for wealth and glory? But, you have to live to enjoy it. One of them said. Humph, isn't what happened just now a proof? We are completely tied to the daimyo, so why not fight for wealth? As soon as these words came out, several people present decided to fight immediately. Quickly protect the daimyo and leave. At this moment, Di Lu's sighed, after all, 2 fists can't beat 4 hands. Chakra is gradually consumed. On the side of the people sent by the umbrella, 2 ninjas were injured in the internal organs by Dilu's move of hitting the cow from a distance, and were seriously injured and died. The warriors were fine, and their powerful speed made Dilu quite afraid. Suddenly, Dilu felt that the scene in front of him had changed, and the world had changed. The familiar scene appeared in front of him, and he seemed to have returned to the time before he became a guardian ninja. The master's instructions were still in his ears, as well as his original intention at that time. At the beginning, he wanted the daimyo to take back the ninja authority and let the country take over the military power, but the development of the ninja village for so many years was not something that a small ninja of the Jonin level could interfere with. At this time, D suddenly put his hands together, and a golden Buddha shone on him. Kurama Yakumo in the dark was surprised, and he felt the illusion space swaying. In the illusion, Kurama Yakumo appeared, and Dilu slowly opened his eyes and said slowly, "Is it the donor's blood limit? Someone from the legendary Kurama family?" Dilu said sadly, "If you do this, the world will fall into chaos." The Buddha said that one flower is a world, one leaf is a Bodhi, and I will remain unmoved. You have been bewitched by the devil. Today, I will exorcise the devil and send you to the pure land of bliss. In Kurama Yakumo's surprised eyes, Dilu's body burst into golden light, and the next moment, he actually broke away from her illusion space directly. In reality, a trace of blood flowed from the corner of Dilu's mouth, and Kurama Yakumo also came to Dilu. At this time, Kurama Yakumo discovered the abnormality of Dilu. The secret technique practiced by this monk can resist her illusion, but it is not so easy to break away from the control of the 5 senses. Unexpectedly, he was so resolute that he burned his vitality directly. Kurama Yakumo hurriedly retreated, swinging his hands quickly, and thunder danced in the sky immediately. His ability is similar to Sai's, both of them are painting, but hers is a little slower. The people around her also knew it and blocked her. Thunders kept falling from the sky, but they were all blocked by the golden Buddha Dharma summoned by Dilu. Dilu was completely crazy, desperately burning his vitality into chakra, and his combat power increased greatly in a short period of time. The thunders from the sky were still falling, and a hole was opened in the human wall in front of Kurama Yakumo. Countless fist shadows hit Kurama Yakumo. Yakumo painted, and a shield appeared in front of him. The attack was blocked, and Dilu became more crazy, squeezing his life madly. This is to exchange one life for another. Madman. Kurama Yakumo cursed secretly. He practiced martial arts himself, and at this moment, with the help of his teammates, he kept dodging Dilu's attacks. At this time, the golden Buddha on Dilu's head made a crackling sound, and he couldn't hold on after all. In his desperate eyes, he was directly killed by the lightning that fell from the sky. Chapter 257. The demise of the land boosted the morale of the umbrella people, and some people excitedly occupied the territories belonging to the daimyo. The capital of the Fire Country was directly cleansed, and the family of the Fire Country daimyo has been detained. Among the umbrella, the young people are now very excited. They have contributed to world peace. Only under the leadership of Lord Naruto can the world usher in peace and people can live a happy life. Many of them are living better and better. Not only do they have high-yield grains, but they are sometimes subsidized by the umbrella. Umbrella sometimes allows villagers to work in lieu of relief, build roads, and farm. Some people have received shares from the umbrella organization, started a business, and even received protection from the umbrella, and no longer have to live a precarious life. And Lord Naruto is not stingy at all and taught them how to gain power. People with good talents can not only obtain more resources, but their families can also get great benefits, and even go to the legendary umbrella headquarters to work for Lord Naruto. Those who are not so talented like them can also enter various departments and hold important positions through hard work. Naruto is not worried that the method of radiating strength will affect his rule. On the contrary, Naruto is more looking forward to the emergence of outstanding talents. After all, no matter how evil some people are, he is always the most evil one. This is also the reason why Umbrella has a large number of talents, but because the time is still short, the number of Umbrella's power has not exceeded the number of major countries in the ninja world. At the same time, it is also because Naruto prohibits people under the age of 12 from participating in the war, even if they have reached the combat power. After all, the genius who grows up is the genius. Otherwise, with the support of the entire ninja world, wouldn't it be very easy to get talents? With the defeat of the land, everyone soon took down the daimyo castle. However, the daimyo was still sent to the fire temple. The fire temple has the power of the barrier, and there is no way to take the daimyo for the time being. Clean up the battlefield. Kurama Yakumo said softly, turned and left. The moment she turned around, Kurama Yakumo showed a trace of blood at the corner of her mouth, but it was quickly wiped off by her. The life-burning attack of Delu also caused her considerable injuries. Fortunately, the most difficult country, the Land of Fire, was finally taken down. She did not disappoint Naruto's trust. At this moment, on Naruto's side, the battle between Tsunade and the Raikage has entered a white-hot stage. Even many ninjas stopped to watch the fight between the two. That kind of power is shocking. I didn't expect Tsunade to reach this point now. Naruto smiled slightly, blinked his eyes, and then looked at the fight between the two. In Naruto's body, the soul of Minato Namikaze also sighed. Yes, with such a terrifying power, I can only remain invincible. It is probably impossible to defeat the two people on the field unless I enter the Sage mode. Hearing Minato Namikaze say this, Naruto couldn't help but smile. Then he said slowly, that being said, they are not at the same level as you, Dad. Tsunade is already over 50 years old. If you hadn't died, and your strength had improved for another 10 years, it would not be a problem to surpass them. Naruto didn't think there was anything wrong with what he said. After all, he knew the talent of Minato Namikaze, a very strong talent, and his own personal charm. In the original work, he was able to impress the Nine Tails and enter the Sage mode in seconds. If he hadn't died too early, it wouldn't be difficult to upgrade the Rasengan in the future. He could definitely become a top-level cage-level warrior. Ha ha ha, it's a pity that I'm dead, otherwise I would like to see the power of your martial arts. Minato Namikaze laughed, and there was no helplessness in his tone as a dead man. Instead, he showed interest in the martial arts developed by Naruto, because as far as he knew, that martial arts could make people live longer and even achieve human evolution. Don't worry, Dad, I will revive you in the future. Naruto said seriously. Minato Namikaze in the soul state smiled lightly and said happily, I don't ask for resurrection, if I can see your mother again, it's enough. While speaking, Minato Namikaze thought of the red figure again, and couldn't help but curl his lips slightly. Naruto was a little silent, recalling the gentle words when he just crossed over. After a few breaths, he said, there will be this day, not only you, but I will also revive with my mother. Ha ha ha, it's enough for you to have this heart, resurrection or something, does this illusory thing really exist? Minato Namikaze smiled happily, feeling happy about what Naruto said. Naruto smiled inwardly, resurrection. Of course. Buddha didn't say it, the whole battlefield was like a leisurely stroll for him. Even facing Killer Bee's attack, he was extremely relaxed. At this time, Tsunade, the violent feeling of the fight between the flesh and the flesh had reached him. The Raikage's hair stood up, and the blue chakra mode, after his improvement, the lightning chakra mode has turned into dark blue. The power is also stronger. He turned into a flash of lightning and punched Tsunade, and Tsunade didn't dodge at all. Boom! The ground collapsed instantly. Tsunade flew backwards. Even with her current physique, she felt numb at the mouth of the tiger, but this also stimulated her ferocity. If I don't show my power, you think I'm a sick cat. Tsunade roared, and the yin seal was instantly opened, and black stripes appeared on her body. At the same time, he urged the strange power and hit the Raikage with a punch. Ha ha ha, come on. The Reikage was also crazy, fighting as if he didn't care about his life. Puff. But then, the moment he collided with Tsunade, he flew out like a cannonball. Blood spurted out of his mouth. A huge explosion sounded, rocks broke, and smoke filled the air. Even Tsunade was a little surprised, her power shouldn't be able to produce such an effect. Then, she found that it seemed that her magical power had undergone a transformation. Is this what Naruto said about the advancement of magical power? Naruto told her that the birth of magical power is not always in that state. With the proficiency of martial arts magical power, the magical power can burst out with greater power. If Tsunade's previous magical power was in the primary stage, then now it is in the intermediate stage. If it reaches the top stage, it may not be impossible to fight against super shadow level strongmen. If you exceed the top level, then only the magical power will be transformed, just like Naruto, who evolved into the immortal magical power through super speed regeneration. But Naruto's ability is the result of hard work. After ordinary people reach the top level, it is impossible for their magical power to evolve without special opportunities. Ha 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 ha, is this all you can do? Tsunade laughed and chased after the victory. The Reikage had just stood up with difficulty, and Tsunade kicked him out again. The Reikage flew 100 meters directly and hit a small hill heavily. It sank directly into it, and there were cracks all around. Such a change also made the surrounding Kumogakure look drastically different. Chapter 258. Tsunade was very happy at this moment, and the powerful force seemed to make all the cells in her body excited. Smoke and dust filled the air, and the faces of the surrounding Kumogakure suddenly changed. At this time, Killer Bee, who was fighting with Naruto, directly left Naruto and rushed towards the direction of drowning the Reikage. There was no human figure within 100 meters of the place where Tsunade and the Reikage fought. The ground cracked and the Reikage was completely buried. Brother! Killer Bee partially transformed into a tailed beast, transformed into tentacles, moved the stones that buried the Reikage, and looked for the figure of the Reikage. His face was full of anxiety. Bye, don't worry, I can feel that the Reikage is still alive. The 8 tails comforted, but Killer Bee was unmoved and desperately turned the stones. Boom! Suddenly, a rumbling sound broke out 1 meter away from him, stones flew, and the figure of the Reikage appeared. Killer Bee happily hurried forward. Brother, are you okay? Looking at Killer Bee's concerned expression, the Reikage's face also relaxed, and he coughed slightly and spit out a mouthful of dirty blood. He gritted his teeth and said, I am fine. Small wounds can be clearly seen on his body, but he can still stand up under Tsunade's terrifying power. You can imagine how strong his body is now. The Reikage looked straight at Tsunade. What was Tsunade's sudden burst of strange power? Why did she have such a strong power? All of this made him feel unfamiliar with the world. Damn it. Ah! The Reikage instantly entered a rampage state, and the deep blue lightning wrapped him up. He instantly disappeared from Killer Bee and attacked Tsunade. Tsunade smiled disdainfully, and there was a faint blood power wrapped around her fist. The lightning attacks of the Reikage were all intercepted by the blood power. The reason why the Reikage's combat power is so strong is that in addition to his own strong power, he also has the swiftness and paralysis of thunder. However, for Tsunade who has mastered the power of chi and blood, the attack attached by the Reikage can't cause decisive damage at all. The only way between the two is to compete with real hard power. Tsunade once again urged the martial arts magic, and the fists of the two collided heavily again, forming a hurricane that spread outward. Such an attack, any ninja below the level of Kage would probably die instantly if hit by a punch. In a breath, the Reikage flew out again, spurting out a mouthful of blood. Brother! Kurabi's face changed instantly. After catching the body of the Reikage, the Reikage had already fallen into a coma. The blood at the corner of his mouth made Kurabi completely crazy. Bye, calm down. The voice of the 8-tailed Ushiki sounded in Kurabi's sealed space. But Killer Bee couldn't calm down anymore. Seeing Tsunade's eyes were red, he said coldly, I can't calm down. I will make her pay the price. Bue Ghost, help me. Killer Bee's voice sounded, making the eight-tailed Bue Ghost a little helpless. He had to try his best to cooperate with Killer Bee, and powerful chakra emerged from Killer Bee. Seeing this, Tsunade took a step forward and wanted to continue fighting. At this time, Naruto jumped directly in front of her and said, Tsunade, you take a rest first, leave him to me. Tsunade thought about it and nodded. Naruto's strength was far stronger than hers, not to mention that the battle with the Raikage had consumed most of her physical strength and chakra. Fighting against the eight-tailed Jinchuriki may not win. Then Tsunade jumped to the side and watched Naruto fight. Killer Bee yelled, get out of here. Naruto raised his mouth slightly, and said slowly, if you want me to get out of here, it depends on your strength. Do you think my strength is only this? Instantly, a layer of golden light covered Naruto's whole body. The strange light made Killer Bee frown. He knew that this was the Nine Tails chakra mode, or the complete Jinchuriki. Facing such a strong enemy, he did not dare to be arrogant. He directly entered the complete state, and his body was also covered with a special light. Obviously, he also entered the Eight Tails chakra mode. This is not shown in the original work. In fact, the tailed beast chakra mode is possessed by every tailed beast. As long as you are a perfect Jinchuriki, you can do it. A red light burst out from Killer Bee's body and rushed towards Naruto. The powerful speed directly caused dust to appear behind him. The two collided with each other. Every time Naruto punched, with the power of the Nine Tails, he could even enlarge his fist or create a pair of huge Nine Tails palms. As for Killer Bee, not only can he attack himself, but he can also create several octopus tentacles from behind to attack Naruto. Rasengan. Naruto fired a Rasengan and directly broke one of the Eight Tails tentacles. Naruto looked at the scene in front of him was a little funny. Killer Bee's appearance reminded him of Dr. Octopus. It must be said that Killer Bee in this state is very powerful. But that's all. The eight-tailed Gyuki and Killer Bee cooperated to attack Naruto. Killer Bee took down the long sword behind him and swung the two swords at Naruto with one hand. The speed was as fast as lightning in the eyes of ordinary people. But in Naruto's eyes, it seemed to be slowed down 10 times. With one punch and one kick, Killer Bee's attack was blocked. Is your strength limited to this? Naruto chuckled. Such an attitude fell into Killer Bee's eyes, which was completely looked down upon. Hey, yo-yo, check now, arrogant boy. Killer Bee and the eight-tailed are now almost in sync, and Killer Bee's thoughts were instantly captured by the eight-tailed. The eight-tailed suddenly turned into a tailed beast, and its body instantly expanded, becoming as tall as a building with dozens of floors. Oh, has the tailed beast turned? Naruto looked at the eight-tailed Gyuki indifferently. Ha ha ha, this guy Gyuki, he certainly can't imagine how powerful you are. The voice of the nine-tailed tails sounded in Naruto's consciousness space. In fact, with Naruto's current strength, he doesn't need to rely on his power at all, but Naruto did this just to cover up. Although his current strength is exaggerated, it is not too abnormal with the full support of the nine-tailed tails. The huge body of the eight-tailed tails scared the surrounding ninjas, but the following scene made everyone's heart tighten. Not good. It's the tailed beast ball, run away. We can't stop this power. The knowledgeable ninjas suddenly tightened their hearts. Tsunade also frowned, subconsciously looked at Naruto, and saw that Naruto's expression did not change at all, and she immediately relaxed. The power of the tailed beast ball is indeed strong, and Naruto obviously has a way to deal with it. A dark sphere condensed in the mouth of the eight tails, and Naruto just watched it, as if the tailed beast ball exuding a destructive aura was just an ordinary ninjutsu. Go to hell. The tailed beast ball sprayed out, and a deep gully was cut on the ground several meters away. As the tailed beast ball approached, Naruto's hair was blown back. Get out of the way! Tsunade exclaimed. But the next moment, everyone was shocked. Naruto slowly stretched out a hand, and the powerful tailed beast ball actually stopped in front of Naruto. Naruto actually intercepted the tailed beast ball with one hand. The whole audience was silent. Chapter 259. How is this possible? This is Killer Bee's tailed beast ball attack. This is impossible. How could the 8 tails tailed beast ball be blocked so easily? You know, this is the tailed beast ball. Is this still the power that a ninja should have? The ninja coalition was already in an uproar. They couldn't believe their eyes. When did the strongest attack of the tailed beasts, which were regarded as natural disasters, be so easily controlled by one person? The ninja coalition couldn't believe it, and Killer Bee couldn't believe it either. This is impossible. The power of the 9 tails is not so exaggerated. Kurabi's pupils shrank instantly, or rather, the pupils of the 8 tails shrank instantly. The 8 tails Ushiki couldn't calm down at this moment. He saw the shadows of 2 people on Naruto. How could this power appear so easily in the ninja world? In response, Naruto just smiled contemptuously, and the tailed beast ball in his hand, which contained powerful power, gradually turned into a light spot and disappeared into the air. Naruto slowly took 2 steps forward, and 8 tails and Killer Bee subconsciously took a step back. Naruto slowly opened his mouth and said, "You are just frogs at the bottom of the well. You don't know enough about what power is." Hearing Naruto's cold words, 8 tails Ushiki's memory could not help but drift slowly. In an instant, he seemed to see the figure of the old man from Naruto. In an instant, black things like chains surged out of Naruto's body, and mysterious runes were faintly surging on them. The chains wrapped around the body of 8 tails, and the mysterious power surging on it was the power of the sealing technique. The sealing technique has reached its peak in Naruto. It can be said that Naruto's current attainments in the sealing technique are already the best in the ninja world. Only the power of the 6 paths can suppress Naruto. The sealing technique gradually suppressed the 8 tails and compressed the 8 tails back into Killer Bee's body. Naruto appeared next to Killer Bee in an instant. Before Killer Bee made any movement, Naruto placed one hand on Killer Bee's body. A flash of light appeared, and Killer Bee's chakra was instantly sealed. Naruto also cut off the chakra connection between him and the 8-tailed Gyuki. Then Naruto slashed Killer Bee's neck with a knife, and Killer Bee fainted instantly. Naruto threw Killer Bee behind him, next to Tsunade, who immediately asked 2 ninjas to control Killer Bee. This scene fell into the eyes of Kumogakure and others, and immediately caused these people to riot. "Quick, rescue Lord Killer Bee." A group of people left their opponents behind and rushed towards Killer Bee. But how could the people of the Umbrella Organization let these people break through the defense line so easily? They were stopped one after another. At this time, they noticed the scene around them. The people of the Umbrella Organization had gained an absolute upper hand at some point, and the companions around them gradually fell down. On the Iwagakure side, the Tsuchikage was directly entangled by 2 people, who turned out to be Orochimaru and Jiraiya. Jiraiya didn't know when he would meet Orochimaru, and the 2-tailed Jinchuriki of Kumogakure was targeted by Might Guy, and the fight was back and forth at this moment. The major families of Konoha and Neji and others faced the masters of the ninja coalition. They didn't know that at this moment, their losses with the Umbrella Organization had reached 7-1, 7 of them and 1 of the Umbrella Organization. Even so, the injury of the Raikage and the capture of Killer Bee still aroused their murderous spirit. The fight began to be desperate. At this moment, Orochimaru was suppressed by the Tsuchikage Onoki. Although Onoki was old and in peak condition, he had extremely sophisticated combat experience, and his own blood inheritance elimination dust escape made Orochimaru very afraid. So he fell into a disadvantage, but with the joining of Jiraiya, the battle situation between them was reversed, and the Tsuchikage fell into a disadvantage. Ha ha ha, Onoki, now the world is for the young. When you get old, just go to the Pure Land. Orochimaru mocked wantonly, but Onoki was not moved at all. Hee, when I was fighting on the battlefield, you didn't even know where to play in the mud. Onoki was not weak at all, and immediately counterattacked. You young man are really young. Onoki's words were full of meaning, and Orochimaru just smiled like a venomous snake, which made people feel cold. Orochimaru couldn't help but smile. How could Onoki, an old guy, understand his ambitions? How can living a long life compare to his eternal life? Although he didn't have eternal life, he had seen the dawn. You guys, just fight, why say some inexplicable words? Jiraiya was unhappy, looking at the two like a guy of big and small foxes. He himself hates such behavior. The third generation is like this, Onoki is like this, and even Orochimaru is like this. Dust release, original realm peeling technique. Onoki flew into the air, shouted softly, put his hands together and opened them. A ray of light was born from the palm of his hand, a square appeared, and a circular light was emitted from the middle of the square. Then Orochimaru and Jiraiya seemed to have seen something terrifying, and the two of them disappeared directly. What was shocking next was that the ground where the two had stood before turned into an unfathomable, empty and deep black hole. Although it was not the first time they had seen such a scene, the two were still shocked. This is the existence that transcends the bloodline limit, and the bloodline eliminates the dust release, possessing the ability to turn matter into atomic state. In the original work, even Susanoo could not withstand the attack of the dust release, which is definitely one of the most lethal moves in the ninja world. Onoki frowned slightly. The two people in front of him were really difficult to deal with. They were as slippery as loaches in the face of the attack of dust release. He didn't dare to use too much dust release. Although dust release was powerful, it still consumed a lot of chakra. He had to seize the opportunity to see if he could kill with one blow. As long as he hit once, he dared to guarantee that no one could remain intact under his attack. But dust release also had shortcomings, that is, the launch time and straight-line attack. Otherwise, if dust release was so powerful, Onoki would have unified the ninja world long ago. Onoki also had his difficulties. The two people in front of him were younger than him and their abilities were at their peak. If he regained his youth, he would not take even two people seriously. Jiraiya, be careful. If you are hit by this guy's dust release, you will be dead. Orochimaru chuckled, but he couldn't deal with Jiraiya. How could this mean that Jiraiya was not capable and would be killed if he was not careful? Immediately, Jiraiya mocked, "You'd better be careful of yourself. I am Jiraiya, the Toad Sage of Myoboku Mountain." Jiraiya laughed loudly. The quarrel with Orochimaru reminded him of the past, and he had the illusion that the old Orochimaru had returned. Chapter 260. The battle situation has already tilted to the Umbrella Organization, but in the distant Snow Country, a good thing is happening. In the laboratory, Naruto has made great progress in the research of Hashirama cells. An old man with a slightly white beard, who looks to be in his 50s or 60s, wears a pair of glasses on his right eye, connected by a thin chain. At this moment, he is excitedly looking at the culture dish in front of him, which combines the cells of the Uchiha clan. At this moment, there is no rejection at all, which shows that their research has finally succeeded. Previously, under the leadership of Tsunade and Orochimaru, the research on Hashirama cells was about to succeed, but due to the war, the experiment was handed over to their subordinates. Naruto couldn't just let Tsunade and Orochimaru do the research. He collected scientists from all over the ninja world, and almost most of the famous scientists were included in his pocket. In this ninja world that doesn't pay much attention to scientists at present, he easily recruited these people. Just the concepts proposed by Naruto made these scientists excited. With ninjas in power, there is very little soil for science, and how many people care about these things? According to intelligence, Kumogakure has not yet manufactured chakra cannons. In Naruto's opinion, Kumogakure's chakra cannons should have been adopted after the Fourth Ninja World War, after witnessing the unmatched power. And Umbrella can be said to have not yet shown most of its power, the power of the military formation, the war machine of the Sky City, and the powerful chakra cannons. If Naruto wants, he can directly use the chakra cannons from the sky to hit any ninja village. However, if all the ninja villages are destroyed and many talents disappear, this is not his original intention. In his heart, the future ninja world is his back garden for obtaining talents. In other words, the ninja world is his territory. Talents are also his. Insignificant battles are just a waste of manpower. After all, in the future, he will need the help of most people to step into the starry sky. It can be said that there are no real bad guys in the ninja world. Even Uchiha Madara and Black Zetsu are not absolutely bad guys. After all, one is for unification and the other is for saving his mother. Of course, there is an exception, and it is the kind of bad existence that is pus-filled, that is Danzo. The success of the experiment of Hashirama cells made these experimenters excited. The completely fused and successful Hashirama cells exuded powerful vitality, which was more perfect than the Hashirama cells used by Obito. This means that as long as this kind of cell is used, the side effects of the Uchiha clan's Mangekyo can be said to be close to zero. The reason why Obito's Mangekyo ability is so awesome is that it can be used infinitely, right? If it is used completely as a flat attack, it would probably be blinded long ago. The success of the experiment of Hashirama cells means that Naruto can start to open the Mangekyo Sharingan for Sasuke. The reason why he was not in a hurry to open the Mangekyo Sharingan for Sasuke before, in addition to Sasuke's age, was that his mental strength was still a little short. Now with this perfect Hashirama cell, Sasuke will be able to maximize the benefits. On the battlefield. At this moment, Naruto still didn't know about the success of Hashirama's cells, otherwise he would be very excited. Hashirama's cells are not only for Sasuke, but can also re-stimulate Shisui's pupil power and generate the Mangekyo Sharingan again. Before, Shisui's eyes were not his own, although they were of the same origin, but they were still a little bit different. The Hashirama cells fused with Uchiha's cells are enough to make the dormant Sharingan revitalize. Shisui, Izumi, and Uchiha you may not be able to take this opportunity to go further, and you may even be able to use this opportunity to open the Mangekyo Sharingan. Yu's talent is a little worse than the two of them, and the same is true for the dozen or so people of the Uchiha family, but the new Hashirama cells are an opportunity, and at that time, they may be able to create a more terrifying Uchiha family. Senju and Uchiha are the most direct descendants of the Six Paths Sage. When the two are combined, the power of all things can be born. On the battlefield, looking at the umbrella people who were baptized by blood, Naruto knew that the goal this time had been achieved. People who have experienced war and those who have not experienced war are different. Naruto flew directly into the sky, and a vast power emerged from his body, as if he were a god. A strong sense of oppression came instantly, and people within 500 meters around him suddenly felt that their hearts were held by a hand. Naruto spoke slowly, and his voice spread across the battlefield with the blessing of chakra. Onoki, this battle, it's time to end. Naruto stretched out a hand forward and looked down at everyone in a condescending manner. Naruto roared, Umbrella members, retreat. Hearing Naruto's order, the Umbrella people were slightly stunned, and then retreated directly. Although they didn't know why Naruto said that, they were trained to obey orders. At this moment, it was well tested at this time. The Umbrella people did not have any doubts and retreated directly. Even Orochimaru withdrew, and Onoki frowned. What did the other party want to do? The next moment, Naruto used practical actions to tell him what he wanted to do. A strong hurricane emerged from Naruto's hand, instantly blowing most of the ninjas away, and even the ground was blown away, with flying sand and rocks, making it difficult to open your eyes. Even Onoki had to fly down from the sky and try his best to resist with this strong wind. Seeing this force that seemed like a natural disaster, his heart was shocked. Only then did he realize that Uzumaki Naruto had not used his full strength before. At this moment, his heart sank to the bottom of the valley. He was silent. He could use such a great power of wind escape. Uzumaki Naruto has obviously exceeded the scope of shadow. Is there another ninja god in the ninja world? No, it's the Shira of the ninja world. No wonder he has such confidence. The disaster of the ninja world has come. With a chill in his heart, he immediately thought of the seriousness of the matter. What he didn't know was that Uzumaki Naruto was much bolder than he thought. Naruto had already sent a team to start conquering the 5 major countries. He was afraid that he would only know it when he returned. He immediately shouted, "Ninja Coalition, retreat!" The densely packed ninjas began to evacuate. The surrounding geography has changed since the battle. There are traces of earth escape, charred land, wet ground, and traces of various ninjutsu. There are also various hidden weapons such as shurikens. And corpses all over the ground. The blood spilled on the ground, which looked miserable and tragic. Under the afterglow of the sun, it was solemn and silent. Tsunade looked at Naruto, as if wondering why he didn't leave the other party behind. Naruto didn't answer Tsunade immediately, but kicked the unconscious Raikage to the 2-tailed Yukido. When they were fighting before, the Raikage was intercepted by him. The people of Kumogakure retreated, and left sparsely with the main force. If we don't return the Raikage to them, the people of Kumogakure will not evacuate. If they are determined to die, then our people will also suffer a lot of casualties. Our goal has been achieved, and there is no need to fight. The ninja coalition has fallen apart. After this, we can completely target their ninja villages separately. Those who follow me will prosper, and those who go against me will perish. Besides, the Akatsuki organization may have already started to act. Naruto instantly exuded a domineering aura, which shocked Tsunade.